Independence Day.
You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines. The power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful. To make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go!
Let's go!
Yeah, my name is Brian, that is Shane, and that is John. And you are watching The Brain Show. And yes, you see it right. The original trio is back in the scene. What's up, boys?
Been a long time, huh?
Been a long time.
Been a long
left
time.
you without a dope beat to step to. How you
Yes.
doing, bro?
Man, I inspired you to rap. I love it. White guys rapping are always really fun to watch. Listen, I got to tell you, it's been really crazy. I've missed you guys so much.
I had the wrong mic up. Thank you. Go ahead, talk to me.
I thought that I was going to be joining you every Saturday on this incredible, crazy trip around America that I took, but it didn't work out because every day I was in some weird place where I couldn't get any signal. So, but I did manage, just to give you guys a recap here, I managed to travel 12,400 miles, which if you want to figure out how much that is, it's about 4.5 times going back and forth between Los Angeles and New York, about 4.5 times.
Oh, wow.
So I don't want to drive anymore. Okay, so that's it. But I had a great time. I missed you guys. I'm so glad to be back and excited to talk about stuff today.
Shane's lying. He went to jail. So
Yeah, he did. I
Got a nice tan?
Is it, yeah, he was working on the chain gang. The internet wasn't very good in prison, so
I did actually see him. He was actually breaking up fights between the England and Argentina fans the other day.
Yeah.
That was what was happening at the football, or soccer as you call it.
John,
Soccer.
you'll be so proud of me. For the first time ever, I watched a whole soccer game or a football game during this World Cup. I've become, I wouldn't call it a fan of World Cup, but I realized, look, USA was winning a couple games. I'm like, you got to support your home country, right?
Yeah.
And I actually started to somewhat enjoy it. And I've managed to watch a couple more games. I watched Argentina beat up on your country, which I was rooting for you, John. But those Argentinians, they're nasty, man. They are tough.
They are.
I was rooting for our brothers too.
Bastards. Yeah, and do you know what? It's our coach's fault on that, because what he did, we got the goal, and he basically just put everybody in our box and basically said, throw everything at us. And when Argentina have got arguably one of the best players in history who can put a ball in wherever he wants on a sixpence,
That's pretty crazy.
That's a stupid idea. You counter-attack because they're looking for a goal. Therefore, they're going to create more space up front for you.
Yes. So who are you rooting for on Sunday? Is it Spain or is it Argentina? I'm guessing it's Spain.
Is Spain. And again, do you know what I hate about Argentinians? You know, and I'm going to come out and say
Let's
it now.
hear it, John. Let's hear it.
They keep going on about the Falkland Islands. The Falkland Islands were ours before Argentina, as it is, actually existed.
Yeah,
That's
I remember that
nonsense.
war. I remember that
we
war.
kicked their ass.
Yeah, you went and took islands that were on their coast away from them again. Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was into soccer when I thought USA had a shot. The second USA was out, I was out. But listen,
that way too. But
yeah. But listen, good for all the teams that it's been a pretty good World Cup. It's been a very interesting, almost uniting World Cup. So I'm glad to see it. Hopefully, whoever you want to win wins. And other than that, I don't care.
Spain.
Mark47 says, I still remain confused. Title versus day versus opening video. Don't know what that means, bro. And listen, Jeff is in the chat. Sons and Shadows Cat. Wait, so is this a watch party? It is not, unless you are watching us. Today we are talking about the Odyssey. Shane and I saw the Odyssey, all 37 hours of it. And John did not, which means John will be our audience proxy, if you know what that means. Basically, he'll be able to ask us questions and sort of get the lay of the land and figure out on his own if it's worth watching in the theater. Also, we're talking about Save Stargate. There's a big international campaign going on right now, as we speak, right this second. We're going to talk all about that. Also, John Campia is wrong again.
Shocker.
And it's about Batman casting. So you're in my wheelhouse now, John.
Made me very nervous. You saying it like that.
Yeah, Bill, you're my wheelhouse, boy.
Oh,
Also, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I need more video to add to my clip next week. So we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day and this ridiculous notion that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, and I'm going all in on my theory that it's not happening and that everyone else is wrong. And I'll tell you why. The absence of evidence, and just think about that. The absence of evidence is my smoking gun that they're all freaking wrong. All right.
by the way, you're beyond all in on that. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, yeah.
you're more all in than anyone has ever been all in on something. I'm just
Oh yeah, and I've dragged Shane into it too. Shane is now part of my all in here, which means that if I'm right and she's not Jean Grey,
we win.
then we win. If I'm wrong, it's gonna be a bad Saturday. But you know what? I'll own it, bro. I'm not gonna hide it like all these other scoopers do, where they just delete their tweet and comments and hide people that ask questions. No. We'll own it.
Cowards.
Freaking cowards, bro. Those are the top things we're talking about today, and of course there'll be stuff that comes up along the way. How about you guys? Is there anything you guys want to talk about today that I didn't mention already?
Well, since I've been absent of most things, I don't really think so. I think you got pretty much nailed all of the interesting stuff that's happening. I mean, we could have talked a little bit about Moana maybe failing, and there's a few things else in the theaters that are kind of weird.
I was going to talk about Moana, but our video clip on that got 27 views total. So I decided people don't care about Moana.
That's why it's failing at the box office.
I'm going to raise something about the future of Stargate, and I'm gonna go. It's gonna follow on from where we were last week, guys. And it's basically, I watched a certain channel last night while I was talking to our good friend Gary, and we watched it together. And there's a certain channel out there that's done 2 videos in the last 24 hours about the future of Stargate. And the first one is basically saying there's going to be a meeting this week, but very vague about it could go either way, he says in his video. And then he does another video that's about 10 minutes long that completely contradicts what he said in the first video. So if you want to see what people are like on there, on here now, the grift bullshitting is at an all-time level. I mean, they write themselves out of being valid within a few minutes, really.
I think it's just opportunists. I think they're just they're opportunists. Like I don't know if it's grifting anymore. Like someone did comment, it's like, I'm not sure if it's a grift. It's more of it's like an opportunity to get squeeze as many views as they can out of a single topic. And if you watch the videos, like they don't make any grand claims where they specify specifically anything that you can hold them to account to. It's the thumbnail and the text that definitely is disingenuous. So it's an opportunist. It's still gross.
It's still a grift, bro. It's still a grift.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't change.
Oh no, a grift though. I mean, a grift is
It's
when
purely
you're
for monetization. That's what it's doing.
and you're a grift is when you're taking a position that fits your pocketbook, not you are sort of
What if you're
hinting
creating a
at
position?
possibilities. What
What if you're creating fantasy to fill your pocketbook?
I mean, but if you listen, but if you look at the content, that's not what they're doing.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
just the thumbnails that are the fantasy. So it's
there's
like a
like a
soft grift at best.
Got it.
So
they're just
because
straight
the
line.
guys don't actually commit to anything. If you watch the video, they don't actually commit to anything. There's nothing you can hold them to, really. It's all hearsay and rumor, and this. None of it's remotely verifiable, but it's not really.
You can go back to like Mike Zero with the Star Wars, and he was a guy that but he was really good at it. Like you really believed like he was right. I don't know why. Even like a reasonable person like me is like, man, he really sounds like he's right. So
it's like he knows Kathleen Kennedy.
Right.
It's his older sister.
Yeah. Mark, whatever happened to that guy? Is he still around?
I mean, I think at some point the lack of interest in Star Wars combined with lying too many times just run him off. So
Right. Yeah, that's the problem. You can't. When the only thing you talk about dies, then you just die with it.
gotcha.
By the way, totally. That's pretty much exactly how I felt about Star Trek when this channel was like 90% Star Trek. I was like, Star Trek sort of sucks. We got to stop talking about Star Trek.
Yeah, true. Well, and we went through a really tough transition trying to move on from that because we had such a strong Star Trek channel. But
True.
hey, it happened.
True. Okay, guys. Well, listen, we're going to jump right into it. And I want to start off with, and only because Lord Toth here, and normally we would start off with what's on the thumbnail, but we need to actually start off, because it's time sensitive, with hashtag Save the Gate and what's going on international. Yeah. Internationally, there's a huge step up. It's interesting because usually we focus on the domestic, and when we say domestic, we're talking about, our country, the USA. Usually we focus on what's happening there, but there's been a big push recently for the international group too, and I think it's important for internationally Stargate to be recognized because there's a massive fan base outside the U.S. and Amazon needs to see that massive fan base is mobilized just as much as the domestic one is. Right?
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
And what's interesting I find is that over in Europe. We've done a really good job over here in the USA and all the people who've been coordinating and doing things, but Europe has this real passion that really comes out in their events. And I think, it's possible that I think it's actually more likely that if you guys and the folks over across the pond can show Amazon how much Stargate's important to you, you probably would have a better job convincing them than us here in the United States, because let's face it, our viewership here in the United States is not what's most important to Amazon. They want worldwide numbers. So I think showing them there's a worldwide audience for Stargate is super important. So today is actually a really important day.
All right, now exactly what's happening today. I'll tell you. Basically, this is the International Stargate Day. And if you look at the SaveStargate.com, which we'll put the link in the description, says the Save Stargate campaign has gone coast to coast in the U.S. Now we're going international. It sounds like a movie title for like a sequel. Now we're going international. On July 18th and July 19th, so today and tomorrow, friends, we want to be everywhere. You can help create a video collage highlighting the events from the international Stargate community. Do you have a Stargate cosplay group? Get your team together and send us pictures. All the naughty ones. Put together, that's not what it says. Put together a watch party, hold a local rally and film it. Hold a meeting in a pub, a library, somewhere you feel comfortable. The glory hole, wherever you want to go. And take pictures or post a video. Letters from Pegasus style on what Stargate means to you, and then email all your private information to campaign at StargateSaveStargate.com.
Is there a glory gate on Pegasus? On Atlantis?
Yeah. So in the Stargate universe, the glory holes work very differently. You stick your penis into an event horizon, and it comes out the other side.
Yeah, it gets bitten off by a ray.
Listen, you had 28 minutes, or you're in trouble.
Yeah. That's going to freeze that fella right off.
So what do you guys think about this, man? How do you guys? What? Give me some insights here. I've been looking on Twitter. Only problem with being so inside or whatever with this Save Stargate thing is that everything on Twitter is just hashtag Save Stargate. So it's hard to tell when something is trending or when something is gaining steam. Like other things, you'll see, Spider-Man's getting more posts or whatever it is. But with this, because our algorithm is now just permanently Stargate, it's hard to see if there's the needle is being moved, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, go ahead.
I think it's doing okay. I think it's been really impressive how the momentum has kept going. I mean, it's slowed a bit, yeah, but you have those lulls, and people still keep picking it up, don't they? You know, it's like picking up the baton and keep going. I just think on things like this, there's that understandable human feeling to just say, right, okay, let's give up. That we've done it now. We can't do any more. But you just got to keep going. You just got to keep the throttle down on this, and keep telling them, this is what we want. And
we're not going away.
One day you'll get somebody who is sensible and receptive to it, and they'll say, yep, let's greenlight it.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a good one. We're not going away. Listen, I'm actually getting a kick out of trolling the Amazon MGM Twitter account. Whenever they put out a video about or a post about some new show, they're like, "Hey, check out The Bear on Thursdays," and I'm like, "You know what is a bear? Yeah, I'll tell you what a bear is. Not having Stargate." You know, or it's just every time they post anything, I try to relate it to Stargate in some way, dude. The last one was about some like sex and college girls or whatever. I'm like, can't say much about that, but how about hashtag Save Stargate?
Yeah.
No, it's funny. Like, this is what we've been doing, and if you guys haven't got a chance, I don't know if Brian said it right now, but go to savestargate.com/events if you do want to see what's happening every day, because they do have something happening today, as well as Monday and Tuesday next week. And they even have things for the future. So definitely go there and check it out if you want to support it. But what I really think is going to happen here is right now, Stargate fans are being very positive. We're trying to show Amazon that we want Stargate under Martin Garo. But Amazon needs to respond at some point. They can't continue to be silent about this, because what's going to happen is all of this positive, us trying to support and get Stargate brought back will eventually turn into frustration and animosity towards Amazon. And I know there's some people who are already there, but let me tell you something, Amazon, you would much rather have a peaceful protesting group than a mob. So I would suggest that you guys, get out there and start explaining some things at some point. Come out with an official announcement, come out with a game plan for moving forward. The fans deserve it. And hopefully that announcement is, hey, we brought Martin back and we're going to go ahead and continue forward with this thing. Sorry for the disruption. That's what we really like to see. But fans have been really, really professional up to this point. And I think Amazon's very lucky for that.
Okay, we do have a little update. This is from the Stargate channel, Matt. That's the name of the channel.
Love it. Yep.
Just Matt. And about an hour and a half into his stream is when we see James pop up from somewhere internationally. And I'm going to play that portion for you right now. But go follow Matt. It's Matt. So the way you spell it is M, but then the Stargate symbol, TT.
Isn't James in London?
London, yeah.
Is he in London? We had talked about trying to do maybe a live stream coming into this week, but the time frame was just, way too. It would have been weird getting up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Starting a stream at 2 a.m. Right.
Yeah. So.
All right. We have kids and
It's just, our audience is asleep. So we're supporting you guys. I'm dreaming about Stargate, of course, while you guys were doing your thing over there. And when we woke up, of course, we tuned in first thing. So
this does have 388 views, which is great. They streamed it about 6 hours ago. So yeah, it was early morning. Here is James from London. This is actually right next to, correct me if I'm wrong, but John, this is right next to your ditch, right?
John would know.
Yeah. It's probably about 2 hours from my ditch. It's so close I can smell his soil from here.
Yeah.
I thought 2 hours was the whole way across the island. Is that not true?
Yeah. Can't you travel? Can't you travel to another country in 2 hours where you're from?
Yes.
I can if I'm taking lots of stimulants and I'm like Nicolas Cage in The Rock. I'm injecting it into my heart. I can do that.
It's weird. I can barely go to another county in 2 hours where I live. All right.
That's mental.
Here we go, guys. This is it.
Something local. And we chose an image of like the emblem of the SGC, but upside down, because we're from down under.
Creating chaos.
I love it.
Creating chaos, yeah.
All right, here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
So
Oh, here it is. Here's James K.
You made it to the other side of the water.
James is such a good guy, man.
He really is.
You made it there safely. It's good to see you. What's
you too.
what's the feeling like on the ground there?
I am blown away with how many people there are. Like
Oh, that's incredible.
we had nowhere near this many people in the U.S. It's clear to me that the rest of the world loves Stargate more than
Damn Americans.
do. I
Freaking
guess I'm
Americans.
facade, but
It's the Empire. That's what it is.
Yes, the Empire.
okay. So we're gonna try to ask some questions to people.
Love it.
Are we still live streaming? Or you guys
Yes.
are
We
still
are. We're live.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Hey, that was a mistake. Okay.
Let's make you bigger.
I see that their streaming experience is about the same. Okay.
Right. Internet. I think the internet
Alright,
might be
well,
pretty good over there.
Okay.
Well, I think, yeah. I don't know where are they streaming
Yeah.
from over there?
I
So
just-
we
they're-
want to show you guys
That's the streaming. They're streaming through
these digital
StreamYard. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
billboards.
Oh, that's incredible.
nice.
Yeah.
I
Amazing.
like that.
Oh, that's so cool. So
We
you're
got-
going to have some
Jay
people
Kelly
running
for that
around?
design.
I love there's music.
I don't know if
too.
it's showing up super well on camera, but
It's not,
A
but it's
little bit
okay. Keep going.
pixelated.
I was seeing the
Yeah.
Outcast
Yeah.
going by.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I love that Alkesh.
Will they be
Where is
ridden around London? I missed if that was covered previously in the stream.
say that again.
Are they going to be ridden around London, or are they going to stay stationary?
We're probably going to leave him here just because, we're here. But if we start leaving early, we may let him go right around just for
That was a
That's
good
awesome.
idea. Take it around London.
marketing purposes. But
That's so
Yeah.
cool. I believe
It's
you
great
have
to
my
have.
friend. Is my friend Mama Knox there, Erica?
yep. She's
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw her earlier.
Where is she?
You can't miss.
Okay, listen, I'll put the link to this in the description. You go check it out. It is a 4.5-hour stream. You can get the actual channel name is at Matt Dean, MattDean. If someone could put that in the chat for me, that'd be great. But go check it out. Nice guy. James is awesome. How do you think James feels about becoming by accident the sort of face of this hashtag Save Stargate thing,
Yeah.
bro?
I don't want to call it an accident because he put himself out there, but now I know what you mean. Like the guy just wanted to like find a way to support. He's super excited. And honestly, I think we got the right guy because he seems to. I don't know what your job is, James, but you are just jet setting all over the world for Stargate right now. So kudos. And we needed somebody who could kind of be flexible and do that. So we're actually really lucky to have somebody like James who can help keep us, organize, coordinate, and also help keep everybody informed. So thank you, James.
Yeah, he's doing the work, man. He's gone all over the place. I'm in a group on some app with him and a bunch of other people, and we're already talking about Comic-Con, which is coming up soon, July 25th, I believe, right?
That's next Saturday,
Yeah,
bro.
cool.
Next Saturday, yes. Now,
Insane.
here's the deal with that. Some things changed though, and I'll show you guys. This is the actual. I can't click on it. I wish I could, but basically, we're going to be at Comic-Con next Saturday, but also next Friday is when we'll probably be doing the live stream, and we're going to work that out. But we might have to do the live stream portion of it with the signs and all that on Friday because they couldn't get a or at least as we know now, they couldn't get a flyover on Saturday. I guess it was too expensive or something.
No, that'd be cool. An extra day to talk about it. I think it's a good thing. It's all good.
But we'll keep you informed. If you see a live stream pop up on Wednesday or Thursday and it's for Friday, that doesn't mean that we're not going to be here on Saturday next week. That just means that you're getting us twice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and one more thing. So this is someone's actually in the chat. His name is Fan Cheered, or her name is Fan Cheered, and they sent me this. I want to show you guys. Some people were saying that this was a scam or whatever, and I gotta be honest, guys. I looked into what you guys are telling me, and I can't find any evidence of that. So as before, until I do get evidence of that, I'm gonna keep playing these cameos because I think they're pretty cool. And this is from Paul McGillian, and what they're doing is they're basically flooding the Stargate actors and actresses cameos and getting them to talk about Safe Stargate and then posting it online. It's actually pretty clever. Very expensive.
It's exactly what we talked about doing. You're right. It is expensive. And thank you for who's making that happen. It was something we talked about early on about getting, the reality is I'm sure a lot of these actors would definitely, want to come out and support Stargate. They may not know exactly how. So by doing these cameos, we're giving them the opportunity to say what they want. And all the cameos have been very persuasive, have been very open and genuine, it feels like. So, and Rachel Luttrell has started popping off lately because of her support for Stargate. And I think the other actors are starting to see that it's safe to put your feet in the water for this. And even Michael Shanks today was, again, putting out the Stargate events and everything going on. So
Michael Shanks is deep in it, yeah.
Keep this ball rolling, right?
Okay, so this is a cameo from Dr. Carson Beckett.
Woo!
Here we go.
Hello, Brain Show podcast. It's Paul McGowan, Dr. Carson Beckett for Stargate Atlantis. How you doing, lads?
I want you to know we didn't buy this cameo.
I'm wait, that's cool. What's
yeah. So fan cheered, or Wheels of the System, or you guys need to. Hey guys, if you're watching this, find one name you can use, because I'm actually getting confused of people different people messaging me under different names, and I don't know who's who. So until I don't really talk about it until I actually see a cameo pop up. But they went out, and this we said, our technically 11th Save Stargate cameo shopping storm giveaway video goes to Brain Show, and they basically, in our name, got a cameo for us. So
yeah, and maybe DM us on the Popcast on Twitter instead of Brain Show. DM us there. I actually don't have access to our Brain Show DMs.
What happened?
So it's like password protected or something. So all I see is
I give you the password, bro.
So if you're messaging us,
just ask me for the password, bro.
Listen, I'm gonna put you there, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Look, every time you log in, it makes you put the password. I've put in the password that I've used for everything. Shane acts like he forgets the password we've used 500 billion times.
I've tried them all, bro. I don't know.
Listen, I don't even give John the password to the stream thing anymore because he already knows it. Shane, it's the same password. If you knew this password, you'd be able to get into my whole life. I have no secrets with this password.
Is it still short penis? I just want to make sure.
Yes, it's small penis, but instead of an I, it's a 1.
Okay, and
is it
capital S?
Yeah,
got it.
Hey,
capital S.
I thought you changed it to stunt double for the film Anaconda.
It's SM at symbol LLP3N1 SS.
Got it. I'll never remember that, bro. Okay.
Imagine it comes out of a reminder, where it does a hint at the bottom and it just shows a penis.
All right, let's let Dr.
All right, Dr. Carson. Here we go.
Hello, Brain Show podcast. It's Paul McGowan, Dr. Carson Beckett for Stargate Atlantis. How you doing, lads? You're bloody fantastic.
God, I love the way he talks.
The gang, fan-cheered Wheels of the System, are sending this wee cameo to you guys because you're amazing. I want to thank you very much for always mentioning the hashtag Save Stargate campaign, and you've been doing that. I watched a wee bit the other day, and you guys are very funny, actually, very, very funny. And you had Star Wars Girl on as well.
Oh, he watched that stream.
Episode that I was watching. So thanks for everything you do.
He said we're funny, John.
Fans appreciate it. All the cameo giveaways you do, all that thing. We're very, very fortunate to have you guys on our side. And let's get Stargate back, for God's sakes. They're amazing. Yeah. Everybody knows. Come on, let's go. Martin Giro's Stargate. Let's happen. Come on. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you so much. Dr. Beckett appreciates it. We all appreciate it. And hashtag Save Stargate. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Cheers. Beckett out.
All right. Well, that's going in our intro. All right. Thank you for that.
Which Dr. Beckett is this? Is this the pre-death, or is this the clone?
This is definitely the clone. 100%.
Clone for sure. Listen, thank you, fan cheered, for this. Really appreciate not only the super chat that you got here, which and I think you're the one who's been putting this out, as Dr. Carson Beckett said. And listen, we really appreciate this. All of the effort that you guys, our fans, everybody else is doing. Just keep it up. We're we can't quit until we get what we want. So
ain't no quitting. All right. Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments and in the chat. Are you hashtag Save Stargate? Have you given up hope? Are you still in it? What are your thoughts on the topic? Let us know in the comments below. All right, dude. Okay, let's talk about the Odyssey. Let me set that up. Hold on
Let's do the super chats real quick.
Oh yeah, this is from Fan Cheered. Hashtag Save Stargate. Positive must make rational please statements to at MGM Plus, Amazon, MGM, Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin. Not logical to dump space TV series.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you, Fan Cheered. Appreciate you, man. Or sis or whatever.
Also from at Fan Cheered for $2, Lou Diamond Phillips cameo video posted. Oh, we need to see that one.
All right.
Lou Diamond Phillips was actually he was on the Rich Eisen show the other day. He's got a show coming out. Is it Gangland? It's basically he plays like a cop on an Indian reservation, a Native American reservation. So he's actually a little popular right now. So getting a cameo from him is a good thing.
Did you say Lou Diamond Phillips is actually a little popular right now? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's actually making
those words just came out of your mouth. Lou Diamond Phillips, who is a household name.
Listen, for a while there, he was doing like cooking shows, bro. So I'm
but he was still Lou Diamond motherfucking Phillips, son.
I get it. He's the
Young Guns, baby.
He's the
Labamba
Nightmare. He's the dream. I get it, but he's making a little bit of a comeback right now. So this is good. Getting more people are probably going to see.
Yeah, wait till he does that new Sheridan TV show.
If he gets picked, yes, that would be great.
He's gonna end up doing I bet you there's gonna be a Sheridan TV show where it's called like The Reservation or something like that, where it's about somewhere in the middle of the country, some Native American reservation. He's like the sheriff or something. It's gonna be something like that. And you know what, Sheridan? If I just gave you the idea and you do it anyways, screw you, bro. I need my cut.
Well, listen, Lou Diamond. Just to be clear, Lou Diamond is not Native American.
But he can play it.
But that's kind of frowned upon these days. So I don't know if he would get picked to play a Native American.
Sheridan don't care, bro. He'll do whatever he wants.
This is true. I did watch his Joe Rogan interview, which was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very clear which side of the fence Tyler Sheridan is on. So.
Let me tell you something. I have become a fan of that dude because he don't give an F.
He doesn't care, bro.
I love creators that are like, I don't care. Do it or not. You don't want to finance it? Fine. Someone else will. Dude, it was crazy because originally they didn't want to finance the 1923 or whatever, and he goes, okay, cool. The great thing about owning everything, all of my stuff, is I can just go wherever I want. And he just took this crazy popular spin-off of Yellowstone and just went to a competing network same day, and they bought it same day. What a G, bro.
Well, that's what happens when you have. Wow, when you're who you are. And maybe he's kind of the way he is because of Yellowstone, and his success has been, he doesn't have a miss yet, guys. He doesn't have a miss.
Not a single miss. Not a single miss. And you can not enjoy all of his stuff, but every one of his products, every one of his shows have been successful and have found audiences. It's actually impressive, dude.
He's becoming the Seth MacFarlane of drama.
Right.
Where he can write his own ticket, so keep it going. That's what we can say.
Can I just, seeing as you kind of linked to a slight Paramount connection, can I address Paramount for a second? Just it'll take me for 20 seconds.
Sure.
Paramount, please, Star Trek Deep Space Nine on your Paramount Plus. Get the episode titles correct in descriptions. They're all wrong.
I'm shocked they're on the platform.
Yeah, exactly. It's mad, isn't it?
So I have had Paramount Plus since it was CBS All Access. Since this channel didn't exist for years and years and years, we've had a version of Paramount Plus. And a few days ago, guess what, guys? I canceled it. And I'll tell you why. I have this app that tracks when I log into websites that I subscribe to.
Oh, wow.
And it tracks my Roku logins, my website, my phone logins, everything. And guess what site has not been logged into for more than 50 days?
Wow, Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Dude, send me that app. I love that.
It's Rocket Money. I'll send it to you.
Oh, it's Rocket Money. It tells you?
Oh, yeah. It tells you. It tells you if you haven't used your subscription. You have to log in, and it will tell you when your last activity was. It's great. Let me tell you something. And I had not logged in for almost 2 months, and I was like, why am I going to pay for this?
I feel you.
There's nothing to watch on this platform, or at least it's not even what I want to watch. Nothing anyone in my household wants to watch. And like our dad has the password, and my friends have it. Other people use the password, and no one's logging into it because no one cares anymore. So
no.
Wow.
Star Trek Academy torched it.
Right. Anyways, okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Let's talk about. Hold on, let me get this in here. Let's talk about the Odyssey. Nolan's The Odyssey. Last week, we shared with you what we thought was AstroTurf reviews, a little too perfect, all coming from very specific parts of the world, all saying the same thing. This is a generational epic, blah, 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 right? And I gotta say, at the time, we had not seen the movie. And then I went and watched this movie. All 3.5 hours of it. Shane, coming back from his trip, barely functional, watched the movie.
I did.
John didn't watch the movie, but it's okay. We have seen the movie. So, in a very, very quick follow-up to that previous video, can I tell you something? I still believe those reviews are bullcrap.
Well, you're right.
Because come on, dude.
Well, Chris Gore was talking about, Chris and Alan over on Film Threat, they get to go see them early, which I'm very jealous of. And we're going to get there at some point where we get to the early access. But they were talking about how it's very clear that when they go to these events that they can tell people just aren't comfortable. They feel like they have to continue saying positive things about movies in order to continue being invited back. And it's a really crappy system, because if you think about it, the whole purpose of this is supposed to be the press can do what they want. But these studios have made it a situation where they've made it so
contentious,
persuasive, well, contentious, but they've made it so important to be there early because especially in a world we live in now, when you're talking about the Odyssey on Friday, there's people who've already been talking about it since Tuesday.
Right.
And the movie came out Thursday. So if you're not part of that early release, I mean, if you take a look at Chris's channel, I think he got several 100,000 views off of his review of the Odyssey, which is a huge video for him. And that's because he had early access and he was able to. So kudos, that's the way it should be. Right. So what happens is, and special kudos to him because he keeps that shit real.
Yeah.
A lot of other people are not.
I've said it before. This is why I like Chris Gore, dude. I've been following Chris Gore since I was a teenager, okay? Right. By the way, his face looks young, but that white hair is indicator of how old he is. He's an older man. And
he had that hair when he was young, yeah.
Yeah, he actually had it when I was young too.
Right.
He's had it for a long time. But he was on Tech TV. He was on G4. I watched Paul for a long time. So when we actually started doing YouTube and we found a little bit of success and we got to meet Chris Gore and hang out with him and do shows with him, I was like, hell yeah. And then following him now and knowing what he does when him and his partner come out against or with an authentic review outside the same theater they just got access to. Like they walked out of the early access movie and propped the camera up and started talking crap. I was like, let's go, bro.
That's because they're not afraid to lose. Like a lot of these outlets are afraid to lose the perks. They're afraid of the inside, the interviews, the special things that you get when you're a part of this. And so what happens is you end up with people writing these reviews and we're going to get into how we feel about it, when you can honestly take a good look at the movie, watch it, get your own feelings from it, and then take a look at a movie you watched perhaps 22 years ago,
right,
of a similar ilk, and say, that was a fucking better movie than this one.
Bro, and it's crazy, and these reviews, I almost feel like maybe they got emails from the people that sent the invites for the early access, and
say the same thing.
And maybe those emails were like, if you want to use these words, or in some way convince them to sort of say the same things like masterpiece, generational, epic. One,
keywords,
the last act hit me like a ton of bricks. Dude, there's like, it became a meme. Someone in our comment section was like, this video hit me like a ton of bricks, because everyone was saying that. Dude, I know I've heard that idiom before, but let's be real. It's not something you hear all the time. So
it's nothing you should hear 3 times.
Dude, and we heard 30 different reviews of the same exact thing. Like, that's not reasonable.
It is. They get the phone call and it's like, so just to keep it real, if you still want the Odyssey gift bag with all the perks and the limited edition laptop, you're going to have to say this. And you're going to have to sell your soul for 30 pieces of silver. What's it going to be? Oh, best ever. Generational movie.
Well, if you want to be on the interview docket, if you want to do the quick interviews that actors do,
press junkets,
the press junket stuff, we're watching your review. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and let me tell you something. I actually did a little bit of work for, I'm not going to say their name, but a guy who had access to that, and him and his partner would interview people, and they would take turns. And it's scripted, essentially, without being scripted. This is what you're allowed to say. This is what you're allowed to ask. Any deviation from the outline they give you is disconnect. Instant done.
And you only get about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you get very short.
It's not much time. So, but you want to have that access because it's part of, helping you, improve your brand, get your clicks, get paid.
I mean, of course, imagine adding that interview to like your own review. Like, that would be huge.
It's a big deal.
Anyways, so what did we think? Okay, I'm gonna tell you briefly what I think, and John, please be the audience and ask the questions because Shay and I watched it. Go ahead.
Well, the first question I've got for you guys: is it as woke as people were anticipating it to be?
No.
Okay.
Well,
so it's not.
Wait. Go ahead, Shane.
So he says no. I say a little bit.
It's not as woke as what they said, because they were it's not as woke. There's definitely wokeness here.
It's as woke as they thought it was going to be. How about that?
Yeah, I think it's a little less woke than I thought it was going to be.
But less woke than everybody else thought it was going to be.
Right.
It was going to be super woke because I know Chris Nolan better than that.
Well, isn't Chris Nolan sort of a conservative? Sort of, too. Like,
listen, he is a conservative in fear. And listen,
right.
So I think a lot of the decisions that were made for the Odyssey, and whether that's bringing in Lupita, bringing in Elliot Page, I don't think that he made. And listen, I was very clear about this. I put it out. I tweeted a big review on this. I believe that, and I lose a little bit of respect for Chris. I understand the environment he lives in and the business he's in right now, but some of these castings feel like Oscar grabs.
It's 100% an Oscar grab.
Solidifying his Oscar. I mean, listen, you already knew the Odyssey was going to be an Oscar baby the moment it was announced it was coming out. But what happens if you just sprinkle a little bit of stuff in there?
But you have to, though, in order to be nominated for any of these awards. You have to. It's the rule, which is why it's a rotten system. The Academy is no longer saying these are the best movies, the best actors, the best cinematographers, the best graphics. These are the best movies, actors, cinematographers that also match our very strict guidelines on who you're allowed to hire. That's not reasonable.
But also, Chris is smart enough to know. I mean, he's won before. It's not like this is new for him. So, but what he probably knows is, okay, well, how can I implement elements of making sure my movie is going to get the most awards and accolades as possible without really impacting the system? So you take Lupita and you say, okay, well, she's a really popular up-and-coming African-American actress that is talented. And you know what? Let's put her in this movie somehow, and we'll make it such a small thing that nobody really ruffles their feathers about it. Oh, Eartha Kitt played Helen of Troy years and years and years ago. She was a black woman. Okay. We can do this. Okay, hold on. So we'll bring her in. She's a good actress. And by the way, her acting was fine for this part. She was in the movie for less than 5 minutes. She played 2 characters, and she nailed it.
She played Helen and the sister.
The question
twins.
Is,
they were twins.
The question is, is she, when you do this, you say, okay, well, we got some, Eartha Kitt did it. We can do this. We can pull it off. It'll help with our Oscar stuff. Now, the problem is for the majority of the people who go watch this, will she be the most beautiful woman who ever lived? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Now, maybe to Christopher Nolan, Lupita is the most gorgeous woman that ever lived, and she would launch 1,000 boats with her face. But maybe not for all audience members, and maybe you need to take that consideration. And maybe you should take the consideration that perhaps she maybe had more of a Greek heritage, considering that Zeus was her father and her mother was a white woman. But so beyond that,
beauty is subjective too. So it's like
it's true. It's
you
very
can't
subjective.
pick like, oh, I have this unique beauty. Well, no, this needs to be a generally acceptable.
It's not a unique beauty. It's a general beauty, and we're not arguing whether Lupita is beautiful or not. I'm just saying, what does a majority of people find as beauty? Now, that's the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. True, and maybe Chris Nolan thinks she's the most beautiful, and boom, that's my woman. But I don't feel like that's the case, because knowing Chris Nolan and the way he's cast in the past, it doesn't feel quite right.
Right
now, you take Elliot Page. Previously,
who I'm calling E Page. I'm no longer calling Elliot Page. It's confusing.
Now you got to remember, they worked together. Okay. Years ago, back in 2010, during the movie Inception.
Right.
Okay. So when it was Ellen Page, right?
Now, I don't remember.
Chris likes to work with people he's worked with in the past. Look, you got Matt Damon, you've got Anne Hathaway. These are all people he works with over and over again. Okay. But here's the thing. What if you have a trans actor, okay, in a role that's sort of important to the story? Actually, I would say critical to the story that Nolan has chosen not. By the way, the whole Elliot E. Page storyline, plays Sinan, is not part of the original Homer.
No, it's not.
So he wove this in and said, "Well, listen, this is perfect. I need a boy that's basically a teenager, an older teenager. Okay, well, E. Page looks like a teenage boy. Okay, and plus Oscar salt and pepper, baby. Oscar salt and pepper. Right? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what took me out of it though was So Robert Pattinson was in it. And by the way, I know I talk a lot of trash about Robert Pattinson, but he was actually pretty good.
He was fine. He was good.
Yeah, he's fine.
He played the role perfect.
Someone in the comments from last week were like, you don't think Robert Pattinson not having charisma is crazy? I'm like, oh, it's true though. He doesn't have charisma, but that doesn't mean he's not a good actor. He is a good actor,
right?
But he has no charisma, dude. Same with Wonka guy, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
They're great actors, but they look like they're taking Quaaludes all the time, dude.
No, you're right.
But he was good. Well, interesting. The actor they got to play his younger self, and someone else commented on this, and I was like, oh my God, they're right. Really did look like a young Robert Pattinson.
Yes,
dude, guys, he looks so much like Robert Pattinson.
It was freaky.
It was freaky. I was like, did they CGI this guy's face? Like,
but by the way,
but it was jarring. The person they got to play E. Page didn't look anything like E. Page.
Well, but he was a little fat boy. Maybe he lost weight in 10 years of waiting. So listen, that wasn't the part. Listen, E. Page, the acting was fine.
It's fine.
Like, acting for
but it was so unbelievable that they were like a soldier at all.
Okay, but there were a lot of boys. Listen, a good soldier. The problem I had was when Odysseus says he's the greatest soldier he's ever known.
And based on what? Based on what footage did they show us?
Where's Achilles?
Where's Achilles?
And what was weird about it was they didn't fight for 10 years, really. They sat outside, there were probably skirmishes, but there was no real fighting much. They sat outside the walls of Troy for 10 years. What's that comment based on? Best I've ever known. Based on what? But then they don't show you any. Yeah. Well, see, that's part of the
and
problem.
The only thing we get from him being the best soldier is immediately dying.
See, this is the problem, John. You ask us a question.
Yeah.
About wokeness. And we end up going down this rabbit hole.
I just throw grenades in and I just walk off.
Before we go,
take that, my American brothers. See you later.
So just to answer John's question on wokeness, the most important thing that I think was if you would say is woke, and I wouldn't say it was like obviously cringy woke. I mean, there's a place where Anne Hathaway, Penelope
at the end
a speech about Why can't a woman be on the throne?
Bro.
I have the experience, and I'm like, I fucking know Homer didn't.
No, he did not. And it's crazy. Anne Hathaway, I felt like she was trying to act for everyone else.
Yeah, dude, she was trying to raise everybody else's level up, man.
Because everyone was so dead in this film. Like, guys, it's like everyone was taking Quaaludes. Everything was
so weak.
The dialogue is weak and modern, and everyone's very calm and relaxed, and everything is like just chill like this. And then you have Anne Hathaway, and Anne Hathaway's like, she's looking at Robert Pattinson, you know, taking Quaaludes, and like, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna fix this.
There's like a couple of times
people were like, oh, she overacted. I think she was the only one actually acting. Everyone else was just casually reading a script.
Dude, I thought for a moment, like, is this character gonna lose her mind right now? Like, is she seriously gonna go crazy? Because I'm like, she took it to almost like a crazy pitch, like to the point. And this is with her son, right? Telemachus, who was played by Tom Holland.
By the way, it's just Tom Holland.
A waste of Tom Holland.
So guys, it was Spider-Man doing theater. That's all it was. It didn't feel like a new character. It just felt like Spider-Man.
It felt like Tom Holland. And I think that's one of the criticisms of the movie is that you feel like you're just watching the actors.
Right.
I love Matt Damon. Let me tell you.
Anne Hathaway tried, though. She tried her ass off.
She tried. She
tried and failed, but she tried. At least she tried.
Yeah, you're right. I love Matt Damon so much in so many things. Like when I watch him in The Martian, I'm like, that's like the perfect role for this guy. You know, he's smart, intellectual, fit, funny.
Love
like
him.
That's who Matt Damon is.
Matt Damon.
When I'm watching him, like all the Bourne movies, I'm like, So when he was cast as Odysseus, I was kind of like, I don't know about that. I mean, he's 5'7" or whatever. You know, and it's obvious when he's standing next to tall people, but he's a good actor. So I'm like, screw it. He can pull it off. I didn't like him as Odysseus, bro. I felt like he was
I actually sort of liked him.
But he was so, well, that's because everything else is so bad.
Because everything else is so fucking boring.
Go back and watch.
Right.
Go back and watch the 1997 movie, the 1997 Odyssey, and Armand Assante plays Odysseus, and you'll see someone playing Odysseus with passion and with things, but they put a handcuff on Matt here by actually this is so,
bro. Yeah, the Zeus's Law thing, is that what you're gonna bring up?
Well, okay, that's a part of it, but that's the problem is they made Odysseus's character not a hero, so they stripped
he wasn't a hero
him from being a hero because he felt so guilty, and this is when they added the E-Page Sinon character. They did this on purpose to have, you know, so basically I don't want to ruin it too much for you guys, but something happens where Odysseus feels guilty about what happens to Sinon, and
because the greatest warrior that ever lived died. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, there's your spoiler.
He dies.
You're right. So but he feels so bad about it.
It's not that great, obviously.
You guys know Odysseus is the guy who came up with the Trojan horse, right? It was his idea.
Right.
And so then now he feels guilty that basically, you know, Troy was sacked because of his idea and all the horrors. So it became like
But it's also breaking Zeus's law, and like he felt like basically, and go look it up, guys.
Hung on that a little too hard. You know,
he hung way on it. Yeah,
they hung on that Zeus's law so hard, and there is an element to the original Homer poems where we're leaving the Bronze Age and moving on to a new age. This is the ending of a period, but you know, when Nolan decides that the Greeks are the sea people, now if you go back into history and you realize that all we know about back a few thousand years ago was that most of the civilizations in the Mediterranean were destroyed by a group called the Sea People, and the Sea People ended a bunch of potential civilizations that were uprising, and all we know about them is they were called the Sea People. We don't know where they came from. Even to this day, we have no idea.
They were Vikings, guys. That's obvious.
So
UK.
In this, in this movie, he turns the Sea People into the Greeks.
Dude, what did Greek do to offend Nolan? because he really hates Greece for some reason.
Because they attacked Troy, right? And they spent 10 years and they tricked him and they burned down their town. And basically what they're saying is they're all worried in this movie because the sea people are coming and like, oh my God, we're the sea people. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You wrote that? Like the whole idea that he should feel bad. It was like an anti-war movie. And listen, Odysseus secretly doesn't want to go home. Are you kidding me?
That's
like,
crazy.
The entire Homer's poem is he's desperately trying to get home.
That's crazy.
Everything is about going home. And now we learn through this entire thing that he secretly doesn't want to go home.
That's nuts.
Because he feels guilty about what happened. Okay, this is just fantasy. And listen, Christopher Nolan, you get to make your own movie. That's fine. But dog, we have to stop taking the heroes and turning them into villains in every movie that we make. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, no, you're right.
Down the epic. This isn't an epic. Where's my hero?
I mean, the shots were very cool. I mean, like, let me tell you about the good stuff. The shots were very good. It was a well-made movie. Nolan clearly knows how to make movie. He knows the technical aspect of creating an epic movie. But on that same note of beautiful shots and beautiful scenes, the colors were very muted, like drab. There was no color, no vibrancy. It was like everything you see nowadays, where it's like they have to like turn the saturation down 50% for some reason. Drives me nuts. But then also on that same note, while parts of it are epic in scope with sweeping music and all that stuff, the dialogue gets completely lost in a lot of areas. Bad. Bro, dude, okay, Shane. Okay, I'm not the only one then. I'm sitting there and I'm like, can I push a button and get subtitles? Because I'm having a hard time hearing the dialogue. And by the way, the dialogue's already not that great anyways because it's sort of modern. They modernized the dialogue. And people were saying, I know some people are saying, oh, I didn't even notice that. I noticed it because I expect in this like epic period sort of movie, some awesome, flowery, Shakespearean almost dialogue. And it was it was like watching two guys in a bar yesterday. It didn't sound right.
You know, so they did a really good job in the 90s. They upgraded Romeo and Juliet, right? They made it a modern movie and they used basically 1990s modern gangs, you know, and they did a whole Romeo, which was cool. It was like a really interesting movie. If Nolan had decided to do something like that and do the Odyssey in that way, it could have been that way, but you can't go halfway. You can't. I would say, okay, and you're right. Like the Greeks didn't sound like John. They didn't sound like John back then. And all the movies that have them talking with an accent like this, I understand maybe isn't correct either. But it sounds a whole lot more. Yeah.
It sounds a lot better than Spiderman. Okay? And Tom Holland's American accent.
Or, you know, I mean, it just, and then you get a couple of the F words. So you were telling me that R rating because of the
guys, so the movie's rated R, right? Which means you gotta ask yourself, oh well, then why is it rated R? Like, I can't bring my kids obviously to see the movie. It's rated R not for violence or nudity or gore or anything like that. It's rated R because they thought they would risk the R rating to say the F word 3 times in this movie.
You know, and Corey Hawkins, who plays Polybus, who's one of the suitors, kind of like a cohort of Pattinson. He says, you forgive me for this, but he basically says, get your fucking hands off me. And I'm just like, it just didn't sound very Greek to me.
It doesn't sound good. No, it doesn't.
A better way to say get away from me, but you had to say, get your fucking hands off me or something.
Bro, when I heard it was rated R, in my mind, I'm like, oh, we're going to get like this, like these graphic scenes of like, the ogre Cyclops thing and the witches and the whirlpool, and like it's gonna be like this grand scope where they have to have an R rating to show you everything. But then in all the scenes, none of that's shown. Like they purposely hide anything that's like that could give it an R rating based on actual content.
There's
and
no true violence or gore.
There's no true violence or gore. And the reason it has an R rating is because they wanted to put a modern curse word into the movie 3 times.
But I still don't understand the logic, and it makes me. And this is why I'm like worried about Nolan. I'm like, the last time he excited me about a movie, honestly, was Interstellar, and that's been 12 years. I mean, Dunkirk was pretty good, and Oppenheimer was good, but I'm starting to get worried. Like, this is supposed to be an epic, and maybe he was so caught up with shooting this on IMAX. And making it look a certain way and not using, and I applaud him for not wanting to use CGI. I really do. And I love that about him. But there comes a point when you stick to your guns so much that you actually, disappoint people. And as good as I thought that the Cyclops scene was, which I did enjoy that scene, even though there were mistakes, storyline mistakes in it. I liked the way that was shot. I also liked the scene with Cersei. My favorite scene of the whole movie,
the horror scene,
was Cersei, where the witch that turns his men into pigs, and the way they showed that was very horroristic. I mean, that was like freaky the way they did it. I liked it.
Yeah, but how'd you feel about Odysseus taking the same route or whatever it was called?
Say again?
The same drink that she convinced them to drink.
I didn't see him do that. I thought he didn't do that. He didn't eat the food.
No, he did. No, he did. He drank or whatever. Like they implied that he had fallen into the same trap.
I didn't actually think that was the case. I didn't think that.
Listen, the dialogue was so low in a lot of these scenes.
Yeah.
For some reason, it was like this echoey thing, and it was hard to hear things. Maybe I heard wrong, but I thought that they went against what the poem did, and he succumbed to it for some reason.
They did go against what the poem did, because one of the complaints I have about the movie is how much his men go against him and how many mistakes Odysseus makes initially, where his men all of a sudden, after 10 years of following him into any fire or trusting him to any degree, all of a sudden, because he led them into a Cyclops cave, which I thought was weird, that his men are like, no, we shouldn't go in there. No, Odysseus, no, let's turn back. And Odysseus like, no, we're going to go forward because I'm in charge.
We're going in there.
It wasn't written that way. They all just agreed to go, and it was a mistake. But they made it. They very carefully tried to make the first few errors Odysseus's mistake himself. Like, he made these choices. He chose to do, and he did chose to take a different route home than everybody else. For whatever reason, he didn't want to follow his leader anymore. He wanted to go his own route. But they show his men going against him the whole time. Then all of a sudden, halfway through, when it's shown that Odysseus saves his men from Circe, all of a sudden now his men are making all the mistakes, and they start to follow the story a little more because, of course, Odysseus is going to be the only person who survives. So it was just weird how they tried to vilify him out of the story, and it's like they're just setting up this whole kind of depressed character throughout the other.
Yeah, and the last act was super depressing, and you didn't feel it didn't have very much closure. So
I did feel like the third act was better than the first.
The third act was better than the first two, because the first two were slow and boring and had pacing issues.
And I do feel like they tried to tie up the story a little better, although they end up exiling him as opposed to him retrieving his crown and being his glory of being a hero.
It was a very disappointing ending, if I'm being honest. Like,
it was a disappointing.
I wanted to see some consequences, and I didn't get what I wanted.
Also, shout out to and listen, here's another guy I don't think would have gotten hired, John Leguizamo. I don't think he gets cast in this movie. Listen, I could be totally wrong about this, but you go back, John Leguizamo hasn't done shit in a long time.
He did The Menu recently.
He did The Menu in 2022, which nobody thought was going to be a huge movie. It was a Netflix movie.
Right.
He had a small part in it. But he gets a Nolan film. He gets to play a main character in a Nolan film. Come on, give me a break. And he didn't do a horrible job. He wasn't bad. But at the same time, you don't cast John Leguizamo in that role if you're not trying to get a Latino actor to help check your little boxes.
Whenever Shane gets really annoyed, his camera starts to lose quality. I think it's hilarious.
My voice starts to go up, and
it's like as you get more and more angry, your camera loses resolution.
Well, John wasn't bad in the role at all, but he played an elderly blind man who was basically, the surrogate father of Odysseus.
And who cares? Like, I didn't get that character. If that character was in the movie, nothing would change.
100%.
That's not too. There's so many characters in this movie that just didn't need to be there. Like, there was just no reason to have 60 freaking Oscar bait actors unless it's Oscar bait, So let's talk about Zendaya real quick because this clip's getting real long. Zendaya. So I was on record before. I thought Zendaya being cast as that character was stupid. I don't like Zendaya. I've made it very clear. She's mid. She's a mid actor. She's mid looking. If she was only in a few movies a year, it wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't mind her. I wouldn't talk so much about this character, Zendaya, whatever her name is. But the fact that she's in like everything I watch, she's in like one of every 5 movies I have to watch, drives me nuts. So when I heard the casting here, I was like, of course no one is putting also Zendaya in this film. Oh, okay. But this is a very rare moment where I'm going to say, look, she's still not great in the film. She's not a good actor. That's not going to change. But
Did she do any acting?
But she didn't really do anything. She didn't take away. And the reason why she is playing that character was not because she's being cast as, what was it, Athena or whatever?
Yeah, she's Athena.
But it's because of the way, and I guess this is a little spoiler, it's because Odysseus sees the little native girl playing, that Zendaya is really playing, die or get beheaded right before he sees a statue of Athena get beheaded, get knocked off. And so he relates these two characters when he sees the spirit of Athena.
Which, oh, by the way, we don't show you till the end of the movie. And then you're like, oh, that's why I was supposed to feel this way the whole time.
Right. Like, look, that's the whole thing. But to be fair, it's not like they were trying to like say this is the visage of Athena. It was the version he's saying. It made more sense. It worked fine. Zendaya was fine. She was fine. Like normal. She wasn't bad or good. She just was there.
But that's the thing, is she didn't do anything.
No,
other than looking disappointed most of the time. She really 90% of the movie the Zendaya's in, she looks like this.
Right.
That's it. I mean,
she has one face. Right.
I think she speaks maybe twice.
Yeah.
And it's very short. I would argue that that it didn't impact the movie at all.
It didn't.
And, I mean, frankly speaking, I thought it was not bad. I wanted to talk a little bit about the one actress in here that actually was good, and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now.
The witch?
No,
the witch was good.
He spent 7 years with, and I'm totally drawing a blank right now.
Who's the witch?
It's not the witch. Charlize Theron.
Yeah, Charlize Theron.
Oh, yeah.
She's not a witch. She plays
Cersei, right?
No, she doesn't play Cersei.
No,
Cersei,
I'm getting them mixed up.
Cersei's played by it's Calypso.
Calypso,
so she plays Calypso. Calypso basically finds this, and this is all part of this is a good part of the story that stays.
Wasn't Charlize Theron also playing the MCU version of Calypso at the end of Multiverse of Madness? I think that's sort of funny.
Yeah.
She was, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, she was.
But I thought she did a really good job with her role. Like, she was good. Like,
yeah. Look, guys, Charlize Theron, like saying, "Oh, Charlize Theron did a good job." Yeah, no shit. It's Charlize Theron. Like, even if I don't like Charlize Theron, she is a good actor. Even the movies I don't like that she's in, I can't ever blame it on her. She's good. She's a good actor. Good. She's a talented actor, bro. She's nuts, but she's super talented and she's super attractive. And guess what? Charlize Theron did exactly what Charlize Theron always does. When you give her a role, she did a good job. Yeah. She is a pro in every sense of the word.
And also John Bernthal was good as Menelaus.
I've never seen a movie that John was in that I didn't like the role he played.
He's good. He's good at what they put him in. And despite seeing him in every movie these days as well, he doesn't seem to bother me as much. So, I would overall say that, I know from the way that we're talking about it, would sound like the movie's bad, but the reality is the movie's not bad. It's just disappointing because it's not the epic we were kind of promised. And if you came to join us at the beginning of this and you saw the thumbnail and it said, that this movie's not as good as Troy. So we kind of alluded to that. If you go back to the 2004 movie Troy, that's starring Brad Pitt and anyway, a whole bunch of people I don't have in front of me.
A bunch of other people. Brad Pitt and others.
And Bruce Banner and a bunch of guys.
And others. That's all I see.
The whole point is that like that movie, when you compare it to this movie, is epic. It's the first time we see like 1,000 ships on screen.
All right.
Right. You've got incredible acting by almost everybody in the movie. And while the story isn't 100% accurate, you feel like you're watching something that is epic and that is entertaining. And when you get to the end of Troy, you're like, wow, I just watched.
Oh my God. The thumbnail says watch party. Yeah. Something happened, guys. I'll fix it. Thank you for that. And not the thumbnail, but the title for some reason says watch party. There was like my actual streams got crossed.
You're already thinking about tomorrow.
No, somehow that happened. Thank you for letting me know now. It was like super late in the game, bro. We've been here for an hour and a half. All right, go ahead, Chase. All right.
So if you're honest about watching this movie, watch this movie, and if you remember Troy or watch Troy, and just ask yourself, how do you feel at the end of both of these movies? Like at the end of Troy, you feel like you've watched an epic, heroic adventure that was awesome, historical, and amazing, right? Brad Pitt's fantastic, and there's actual fighting that is interesting in that movie. There's no fighting really in this movie.
The fighting is so good in Troy too. It's like. Really good.
So you just ask yourself, how do you feel better? And you'll find yourself that the 9th best movie of 2004 is better than supposedly the best movie of 2026.
That's what drives me nuts is that I'll let you go, John. The reviews are, everyone for months now are painting this as the greatest thing since sliced bread, to borrow that idiom or whatever, like the greatest movie of this year. And the crazy part is this isn't even Nolan's greatest movie.
Not even close.
Not even close. Yeah. So go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, it just strikes you as ego, doesn't it? To think, you talk about Troy and how good that was. I love that film. But it's like now, it's like you respect there's got to be things adapted when you do these types of things. But to completely go the way they've gone with it from what you guys are saying, it's just what I don't get is the fact that I'm going to say it. The majority of people that do decide to go and see the Odyssey aren't going to like it because they're going to be like, well, hang on a minute. I'm not watching the Odyssey from what you guys have said. So it's not like a film that so many people are going to want to be desperate to see. I mean, I've got another question for you guys. I watched the trailer. And I got to be honest, the trailer didn't excite me. It bored me.
Yeah,
is it as boring as the trailer?
Yeah, it's more boring.
Yeah, you do see all of the best parts mostly in the trailer.
Yeah.
And there is a misdirect. The part where he says, "Let's go," and it looks like an army is running with him is not what happens. It's actually quite the opposite. And it's not quite as buggy now. After you realize what is actually happening. So a little bit of trickery there. I would say that movie could have been so great, guys. The movie could have been great. It just wasn't. They just, it was just bad dialogue, bad acting. Nolan, you've been trusted, man. You've gotten the carte blanche and everything. Guess what? It's time to reel you in, dog. I'm sorry. It's time to reel you in. Whatever you're making next, I'm not going to walk into it with eyes wide open going, we got to trust Christopher Nolan. It's going to be like, you're going to have to prove yourself again.
Yeah. All right. So some questions here. Christopher said, would you say Troy tried not to be as dark? The crazy thing, the crazy thing about this is, like, there's dark moment. There's very little joy in the movie, but then also on screen itself, a classic thing that for some reason is getting really popular in modern movies, where they're hiding a lot of stuff in the darkness of the screen.
It's easier.
And I know that's the reason why. Oh, they're saying, oh, no, it's because we're trying to focus the audience. And no. Stop lying. You're hiding the screen by making it too dark to see and only giving us a little bit of the frame. Dude, I don't see a point in you shooting in the super expensive IMAX if the screen's going to be so dark I can't make anything out.
It's true.
I mean, honestly, dude, what's the point of shooting in $1 million a frame IMAX if I can't see anything on the screen? Anyways,
it's like the Dark Knight Odyssey, is it? Dark Knight Returns Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's very dark. And when I say dark, like, it's physically dark. And Troy was bright and colorful, and it felt more epic. Okay, and I'm not trying to make this like a comparison with Troy, but like what Shane said, Troy was the 9th performing movie of the year, and it's a better movie. And I would argue
Alice Krieg is Helena Troy as well.
And I would argue that this movie, Nolan's Odyssey, right, is better in theaters, which means that if I'm telling you right now, it's like a B-, and I watched it in a theater, watching it at home is going to drop this to an average film at best.
Oh yeah. Not even, I mean, I literally I will only ever see this movie one time. I have no desire to watch it again. There's nothing to it that makes me, there's no great acting. There's no great dialogue. There's no great score. There's not a great story here. You know, I, as someone who knows the story very well, am just sort of irritated about the fact that, you know, they've turned Odysseus into this non-hero character. And I'm not saying that he didn't make mistakes and do bad things and all that stuff, but ultimately he's supposed to be a heroic character. And it just doesn't come across that way until the end when he kills all of his suitors, or most of them, all the suitors. I mean,
let me give you one line here. The movie was fine in theater. I think it will be less than fine at home. Agreed. I think that the second you get home, you're losing 20% of the any reason to watch this film. Although maybe you can turn sound leveling on and actually hear the dialogue. I don't know.
But you're not going to be impressed by it anyways. So.
But you're not going to be impressed by it because it sounds like a bunch of people talking in a bar yesterday.
It would be interesting actually at that point if you ever got the analytics to see how many people checked out after, say, 30 minutes to an hour.
It's a very long movie too. And there's some movies where like it's a long movie, but you couldn't tell. Like when you watch like Endgame was sort of long.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell. I actually was sad it was over. There's some movies that you watch, you're like, that movie, oh my God, that movie was 2 hours and 45 minutes. I was on my edge of my seat, couldn't tell. This movie, you really feel the 3 hours. There's really great moments.
Yes.
But it did feel like a clip show of awesome, cool stuff that they don't show you enough of, but they do show you a bunch of stuff that you don't care about that is slow and boring. So it's like, were you trying to save money? Like, what was the deal? Should this be a TV miniseries instead of a movie, maybe?
I mean, no, because that would make it worse. We'd have to watch more. You know, the problem is...
maybe there need to be more. I don't know.
When you give me a whirlpool that I'm supposed to... what's the big climax of the trailers? They're going towards the whirlpool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I were to tell you that shot in the trailer where you see them coming towards the whirlpool is as much as you're ever going to get, how does that make you feel?
Upset and angry. And what the F?
We don't, I mean, I know he doesn't go into the whirlpool in the story, but it should have caused more. There should have been more. You should have been kind of going into the whirlpool. You should have shown the craziness of the whirlpool.
Yeah. Also, it felt a little like there's supposed to be way more tension than there was, and I didn't feel tension in these moments that are supposed. I guess what I'm saying is the movie's not very good, and what makes it worse, like it's a good it's technically a good movie.
It's shot well. All
Right.
those things are good, but what's bad is everything.
Right. Everything else
Like-
sucks.
Everything's very
Right.
meh.
Yeah, and the way the way it's edited makes it seem pretentious because like it's not very good, but they're trying to tell you, look how amazing this is, and you're like,
Yes. And
What?
I feel so
Right.
bad because I know how much work went into
Right.
making this movie. It was so much work by
Sure.
so many people
Right.
who did so much, which tells you when the actors don't get it right, when the script is wrong, right? This is all on Nolan. When you get that shit wrong, you screw everybody who made this movie. And granted, they're not going to feel it because Hollywood's going to walk around pretending like it's the most amazing movie ever made.
Right.
And people are going to win awards. And, Elliot Page is going to get Best Supporting Actor. Watch it coming, even though he's in the movie less than 5 minutes. And what's going to happen is nobody's going to think it's a bad movie. But those of us who've been around long enough, who've watched, who know that 2004's Troy was a much better movie than this one, will know that Hollywood is still on the decline.
listen
Still.
here, I've seen better Greek myth on film in Disney shows than I saw in this movie. More interesting, better ogres, better cyclops, better whirlpools, better gods and monsters.
True.
I saw Percy. Is it called Perseus? That's right.
Yeah.
The Perseus series that is made for children has more tension in these scenes and you have more fun with it and it's more colorful and the graphics are cooler than the Odyssey.
Billion% right.
Which is crazy to say, but it's true. And I don't really like those movies, but they are better in that grand Greek myth
more epic.
scope. Right. So I can tell you this too, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, and I didn't know this, but there is a complete lack of Greek people in this film, okay? There's 0 Greek people in this entire movie, which is sort of crazy. But what really, and Shane alluded to this earlier, what really drives me nuts is it makes sense, like, for Travis, like, we put Travis Scott in it, who's a rapper. I didn't even know he's a rapper, didn't care.
Barely in the
He was in it for 5 seconds, who cares? People were getting all angry about it. He's not Greek. It's fine. Let's say he's from somewhere in the part of the world. It's a bar. He walked into a bar, whatever.
He didn't
right?
even rap.
Yeah, he didn't rap. And that's not the problem. The problem is not that you had Travis Scott in it for 5 seconds. The problem is that there were no Greek people in the film at all. Like, can you give us some Greek background actors, perhaps? Like, anything? At what point is the movie just 100% DEI, or maybe Nolan really doesn't like Greek people? I mean,
the irony of it is weird because there are plenty of Greek actors. I mean, if you're going to put John Leguizamo in the movie, I mean, listen, I'm sorry, John, that I keep coming after you, but ever since
Why not?
that movie To Wong Fu with Love, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newbar, back in the a long time ago, I've really always thought he was kind of a joke.
Yeah,
and
since the past, he was a joke, bro.
He's always been a joke.
He's been a joke his entire career.
Yeah,
he's a joke.
So if you're going to cast him, I mean, why not cast one of our great Greek actors? It doesn't even have to be, you could have put the girl from Friends in it, Jennifer Aniston. I mean, you really could have put anybody just to throw a bone to the Greek people, because while I don't believe you need to have a bunch of Greek people make this movie, it's not the way I feel about it. You do at least need to make us believe that they are Greek people making the movie.
Yeah, you don't have to have, like, look, okay, I've said this 100 times. I don't care who you cast in your movie. I don't have a problem. We're not like the woke liberals here where we're like, no, listen, if you are casting a person as a trans, disabled, wheelchair-bound Asian American, then you have to find that very particular actor. Right. It cannot be Kevin Hart as the, and I get it, look,
by the way, it's called acting for a reason.
But guys, it's called acting.
It's not called real.
I don't care who you cast. I don't care if you cast Lou Diamond Phillips as a Native American, even though he's not. It doesn't bother me. In fact, I think he plays a great Native American. Sue me.
He played a really good Mexican.
Right.
American.
He plays a great Mexican. And it's funny how they'll often get people that aren't Mexican to play Mexicans. I don't care. As long as that looks right and it's cast right, doesn't matter. Do you have to be disabled to be a disabled actor? No. That's silly. It's acting. It's pretending. Do whatever you want. But this is the freaking Odyssey. This would be like recreating. There's no comparison to this, but let me give you a bad comparison. Let's make the story of the Revolutionary War, but nothing but Asian people.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense to you?
You've just got someone.
Like, this is the Odyssey, and you don't have to have nothing Greek actors, but make us believe there's some Greek here. Right. Like, give us something that feels Greek.
Right. Well, you look at Matt Damon and you go, okay. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's Greek.
Maybe Zendaya. Maybe Zendaya could be Greek. I could buy that now. Like, there's parts.
But that's the thing is, it has to be somewhat believable.
Right.
That's why. And listen, I don't care that there's black people in this movie. I just don't think there were a whole bunch of them hanging around in Greece back then.
There's so many in this movie. Like, right.
So, I mean, listen, I understand that it didn't kill the movie for me at all. I'm just saying,
it just feels like a slap in the Greek face. And then they didn't even the movie didn't even premiere in Greece, which is like, does no one just not like Greek people? Like, what if you had one bad Greek shawarma thing, and he's like, you know what? F those guys. No Greek people in my films. Yeah, he had a bad sheep sandwich or whatever's popular over there. What is it called? Like the mutton sandwich shawarma, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, he had some bad shawarma once, and he's like, you know what?
Euros.
F Greek. F Greece and all the people that come from Greece. We're gonna take their most popular story of all time that is known worldwide for thousands of years, and we're gonna completely cut them out of it. In fact, you know what's even worse? We're gonna make them the bad guys.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyways, I like what Boohoo says here. This is a story all about how my boat got turned right upside down.
Dude, how many times do we have to watch his crew try to get off the shore? How many times do we watch them run back to their boats?
No.
To get
they wear Nikes.
There was more time spent. I bet you, if you put all that together, clipped it all together, I bet we spent 10 to 15 minutes watching them struggle to get off beaches in those boats. Which is, I get it. We get it now. We get it. You don't have to keep doing it over and over and over again. It was weird,
bro. We said this before. Like, the modern filmmaking drives me nuts, and TV shows. I feel like they feel the need to show you all the minutia. Look, I do not need to see how someone gets up and slowly goes down to the kitchen to get ice in a cup and to pour, a Gatorade, sit down and sip it, and then that have nothing to do with the scene. I don't need to see that 5 minutes on screen because it has nothing to do with the story. And you showing it to me is just filling freaking time, dude. It drives me nuts. This movie is over 3 hours.
It's 2 hours and 52 minutes.
Okay,
it just
feels like it. Okay, so it's long. It's let's say just under 3 hours. But dude, you can cut 30 minutes out of this movie, no problem.
I mean, Matt Damon leading his people up into the ogre, the Cyclops cave. Like, they show him. It must have been really hard to do, to actually make that climb, because Nolan leaves so much of it in the movie. Like, we get it. He's following this sheep up to a cave. We can cut now. And then when they cut to them coming into the cave, there's this 20-second shot of them all entering the cave in darkness. And it was like, this just feels too long,
It's too long.
And I think somebody else said it earlier that Nolan is obsessed with showing us how smart he is. And I think he got caught up in that in this movie, trying to be too clever and show us how clever he is. And sometimes we don't need to see everything, just get us there.
Yeah, John, remember in Stargate 200, remember that they were pitching ideas, and they go, okay, so we're going to say there's a counting clock on the screen, and we're going to have to get through the Stargate, past Jaffa, and we're going to show that scene, but then we're just going to jump cut to us getting through the Stargate and talking about how crazy it was. And that was like a joke because that's what the industry does, right?
Yeah.
The industry didn't want to show you all the expensive stuff, so they would have the actors react to the expensive stuff. But now we've gone so far the other way, where we're watching. Imagine watching Stargate, and like there's an entire episode of just Samantha Carter getting ready for work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they can now.
Cereal.
They only have 10 episodes they can show us. 4 of those episodes are stuff that has nothing to do with the story. Long walks down hallways.
That's the way TV shows are now.
Phones ringing for 3 minutes straight.
Big time.
Like, bro, and this movie is a great example of stuff not required. Stuff that didn't move the story forward. It just shows how good you are at shooting the shot or whatever. But so much of this is so unnecessary. And I'm sitting there like this. I'm just trying to stay alive at midnight. You know what I mean?
Wait, bro. Tell me. So all of Odysseus' troops go up to Circe's cabin, and they show all the lions and the tigers and everything, right? Going up. Okay, and then but Odysseus has to stay back because his troops don't trust him. Like, if you don't want a mutiny, then you'll just keep your ass right here. By the way, that's not how the story goes. And so, but Matt Damon figures out, he shoots a deer and figures out, oh, it turned into a dude. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Or he just killed some guy. Mm-hmm. He does the walk up to Circe's thing, and we have to look at all the damn cats again.
Right.
Why did they do that twice? We already did that once. Why are we doing it again?
I don't understand it. It felt like so long. So much of it. It was like modern dramas on streaming networks, but in a movie form. And I'm so tired of it. And you know what? We were talking last night, and when you said Troy was the 9th, successful movie of that year, it made me realize, and it happened slowly, so you didn't really notice it, but like really, the act of making movies and TV shows, that creative outlet, that creative industry has declined, and like a lot more than we think it has. We might complain about movies and TV shows sometimes, but I didn't realize how far that system has fallen in producing entertainment, not producing quality film, because the movie is quality.
Right.
Quality stock, quality. I mean, it's a masterclass of shots and cinematography. It's great. But the entertainment value has dropped so significantly that Troy, which was barely in the top 10 of that entire year, I would rather watch that twice than ever watch the Odyssey once.
That's true. Well said.
So, from what you're saying, then I will watch it, but it doesn't sound like a cracker.
All of a sudden, John's like, guys, I was going to go watch it tomorrow.
I'll just watch the trailer again.
And now I feel like I'm wasting my time and money. Look, if you're going to watch this movie, you need to watch it in theaters because I would say it's 30% better in a theater with the music and the screen and all that. Like, the experience is definitely better. If you're like, I need to watch this movie, but you're on the fence, you need to watch it in a theater because I don't think you're going to get remotely a good experience at home and in front of your TV on your computer.
That's why I think this movie is going to make $750 million because it's one of those things where, like, you got to go see it just so you can talk about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, everybody's going to go see it so they can talk about it. But I promise you, when you get to the end of it, you'll think, God, I just wasted 3 hours. I really feel like that. And the whole time I'm feeling bad. I mean, I know how much goes into this, and I hate it when there's a movie that so much has gone into it and then it turns out not to be great. I feel bad for all the people who made it, but we got to be honest, and say how we truly feel, because the reality is that, and I do think that when COVID happened, there was a reset. The same, you got to just remember, COVID happened, all movie making shut down, right? Pretty much for 2 to 3 years, frankly speaking. And at the same time, we switched to streaming during that time. We went from old classic cable TV and the way we used to do things to this new streaming thing. So the entire entertainment industry between 2020 and 2023 completely changed. So the fact that we're watching movies in 2026 that we're saying this may be the greatest movie of all time, we are a product of what happened during COVID, and we just have amnesia. And so, the way things are being done now has not caught back up to, 2004, we'd done the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, and movie making was coming up. We're going to need to ramp back up to great movie making again. And a guy like Nolan is supposed to lead us there, not drag us through the mud.
Yeah, but he's old hat now. He's pretentious. Let me tell you something. You know, as way low of a on the scale of movies that Obsession was. Obsession is much more of an entertaining, more interesting movie.
I've seen it 3 times already.
You know, Backrooms I've only seen once, but it's interesting.
I'll watch it again.
Like there's a lot of tension there. There's it's entertainment. These movies were made by YouTubers with a tiny fraction, like an itsy bitsy fraction of the budget, and these movies I want to watch again. And I've now seen Obsession twice, and I'm going to see Backrooms with my wife again this coming week. Like these are good movies, and they're not made by the ruling class of Hollywood for $1 billion on fancy cameras you can only get from the 3 studios that control all the distribution of these films. No, these movies were shot on cameras you could buy at Best Buy, dude. So at what point are we gonna keep rewarding the ruling class of our entertainment with flowery reviews like generational triumph? Hit me like a bag of bricks. At what point are you just furthering the decline of the very industry you will rely on as your job? Let's stop. Let's start calling balls and strikes here and stop sucking up to to the studios that no longer have the power they think they have. Let's just call it like it is. This movie is not very good.
It's not.
It's just fine.
The critics have a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I predict on Monday you're going to see an audience score probably around 70 something, 78.
Yeah.
Because people are fooled. It's been so long since we've had good movies. I mean, Project Hail Mary was a good movie, right? That was actually a good movie, better than this movie,
much better,
right? But nobody's going to admit that. Nobody, people are going to be tricked into believing that this movie is great, like they were with Oppenheimer to some degree, because Oppenheimer wasn't as great as we thought it was going to be.
You know what was great in Oppenheimer? Florence.
What?
Florence was great in Oppenheimer.
Robert Downey Jr.?
No, Florence. Florence Pugh. Pow.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that conference room sex scene was a very bizarre
that was
one.
Good.
I've got to be. Yeah, just.
But she oozes like charisma.
Do you know what I said in that film though when I was watching it? And again, this is just me. I went, blimey, her nipples are massive. And I couldn't help it. I was just like, that's extraordinary.
Okay, so John, are you going to go watch the Odyssey? After everything was said here, this hour-long review, are you going to go watch the movie?
I'm going to watch the Odyssey, but I have to say I'm not looking forward to the Odyssey.
By the way, John, you did also promise a live-action Moana. So we're going to need that next week. Okay, guys.
I will see that as well.
Let us know. By the way, Shane, and you guys look at my review. We had a review. We talked about Moana on this channel. It's not as bad as people are saying it is. In fact, it's very entertaining. And my kids liked it.
Same story. Nobody wants to go back and watch the same story.
Yeah, the biggest problem is it is exact same story.
Exact story.
The Rock is good in the movie, though. He's entertaining. There's a lot of good things about the film. But do you need to watch it in theaters? No. You can just wait. And that's fine. But it's not like... It's crazy that people talk about how horrible everything is or how great it is. And really, most of these movies are pretty above or below average, and they're not the greatest or the worst. They're just somewhere in between. So stop believing extremes. It doesn't help anyone, and it certainly doesn't help you. Some of the greatest reviewers that I know on YouTube are people like Jeremy Johns. He liked the Odyssey, but he didn't call it a generational triumph.
No, he didn't. He did like it quite a bit.
But he did like it quite a bit. And so, if you like what he likes, go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Cool. But from my perspective, it's not worth the money. Also, it cost me $18 to go watch, which is crazy. Why did it cost so much money? But anyways, another time, let us know what you guys think in the chat and in the comment section. Are you watching the Odyssey? Do you not care? Are you ambivalent? I don't know. Talk to us. Talk to us in the comment section. All right, this is from John Burns for $2.79. He goes, Elliot Page RDJ died Cleopatra in historical epic. What? Am I having a stroke right now?
No, it's Robert Downey Jr. So it's Elliot Page and Robert Downey Jr. died Cleopatra. I'm not sure about the died part, but I could see RDJ playing. I guess Elliot Page would have to wait. Who's Cleopatra in this one?
John, explain yourself. I'm having an aneurysm trying to read your post, man.
Who's Cleopatra in this? Is it Jason Momoa?
It must be RDJ. I would watch that. Is that safe?
I would watch the crap out of Jason Momoa as a gender bent Cleopatra.
Imagine that.
But that would mean that Alexander the Great has to be Alexandria the Great.
Yeah, you imagine that.
Okay.
You imagine they turn up to meet Cleopatra. It's going, I'm effing Cleopatra.
takes a big stogie out of his mouth.
My man.
My man. My woman.
John Burns for 279. John Leguizamo was great in Violent Night. John Wick 1. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. He played in Violent Night. He played the Grinch. Listen, I just personally not a fan of John Leguizamo. I don't like his mouth. And that's what he's known for. And I also don't like his comments about.
What? You don't like this giant mouth? What?
No.
There isn't enough Mexican actors in Hollywood. Why is there no Mexican representation in Hollywood?
No, he's mouthy. He's a smart ass.
No, he has a giant mouth, though. He does. He's his mouth is almost as big as that guy from Aerosmith. It is, bro. Imagine if that guy, had a child with the chick from Armageddon.
You mean
Liv Taylor? Liv something.
Liv Tyler.
Yeah, Liv Tyler. What if Liv Tyler and John Leo Gozzi's, he's the name, had a child? How big would that child's mouth be, bro?
It'd be like a snake at that point.
It would just be a snake. The first of a new race. From Fan Cheer for $10. Regarding the scam, slandering, ugliness, we debunked the guy responsible on our X page. Deductions from cutting spending on Amazon to make a point. Anyways, save Stargate. What is important is unity. Yeah, man. Yeah. I haven't seen anything. I don't until someone gives me something actionable. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
John,
no, I totally agree. What's most important is hashtag save Stargate.
Yeah. Amen to that, brother. Also from John Burns, he said Elliot Page is Black Cleopatra. Well, yeah. Listen, is it okay for Elliot Page to be put in blackface? Serious question.
See, that's actually a really good question. Like, if you're on the left, do you get mad about that?
Would your head explode if Elliot Page played Harriet Tubman? Would your head explode? Like, what if it was like Underground Railroads featuring Elliot Page? Like, you have a man, or what is now a man, but it's a trans man playing a black woman's role. Like, I feel like you would just hear.
Yeah, the brains would explode. Yeah. You know why brains would explode? Because they wouldn't be able to say anything about it. They'd have to keep their mouth shut.
They would have to act like it's okay.
Yeah, from the pressure inside their bodies. Yeah.
Kaladin here said, Leguizamo is a professional victim. Yes.
That's true.
Correct. He is. Yeah, he basically, Thor says, no. Bad, Brian. Bad.
You guys know who was the best actor in the Odyssey? The dog.
That last scene? That was heartbreaking, dude.
You know, it was an animatronic dog, by the way.
Oh my God, they didn't even get a real dog?
I'm pretty sure that the tail wag at the end was an animatronic thing.
Dude, all the work they go through and they just didn't train a dog, bro.
It would have been hard to train a dog to look like it was dying. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I could have pulled that off.
The Ultimate Alien says it wouldn't be okay. He'd be canceled immediately. They eat their own, remember? That's true. That's true. But I would love to see just the general reaction to that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on from this. Okay, good. We're on time. Oh my gosh, this is going so much better now, Shane. That I don't. Sean and I don't just talk for 2 hours straight.
He keeps us honest, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, they want to know if we can play the Lou Diamond Phillips cameo video. I don't have that. I don't know if you have it.
No, let me find it real quick.
I'm happy to be back because this feels more natural. I did a couple of shows from my headset in the car, and one time, you guys didn't know this, but I actually went to a truck stop bathroom, and I'm taking a leak, and literally the guy next to me, and I'm talking to you guys. Oh, that's great, Stargate, yes. And I'm literally taking a piss in the urinal, and the guy next to me sees me with a headset, and he literally turns and looks, and he's got this look on his face like, what in the hell is going on right now? I took you guys into the bathroom with me.
So hold up. Shane is in a truck stop bathroom talking about Stargate.
Yeah,
and all you see to the left of his frame is a penis come in. It's like
Same personal honesty.
Oh yeah, same Stargate, absolutely.
And as it comes in, the penis has got the Stargate gate symbols.
And then you can test your theory about the penis going through the gate and what happens.
Yeah.
He's in a truck stop bathroom. The guys are knocking.
Yeah.
No, sir. Please leave me alone.
Yeah. And Shane sees it and then goes with the Earth symbols on it.
Yeah.
He goes,
oh God, I'm crying.
Interesting. That's the dial home for Earth symbols. Fascinating.
Safe
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna look up that thing, but I did want, while we're here talking about the Odyssey, I did want to show you guys this hilarious nonsense. Here we go.
Telemachus,
Penelope,
Antinous,
Odysseus,
Athena, Telemachus,
Calypso, Penelope,
Menelaus,
and Helen of Troy.
Odyssey,
After the Iliad,
Hidden no horse,
won the war.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Odyssey,
Itching for Ithaca,
get past the Peloponnesian Peninsula,
Odyssey,
Mediterranean,
Psych out of Cyclops,
and crater his cranium.
Circe is cursing the
Men into bacon bits.
Gotta go.
I'm gonna stop. It's not a copyright claim. It's ridiculous.
Let me tell you something. That's better than the whole movie, bro.
But
That was more entertaining than the whole movie.
I love the person that posted this was like, "I'm tired, boss."
That's the greatest line ever, dude.
Okay, let me find that picture. Oh God! Oh, it's so funny. Here we go. Lou Diamond Phillips. Thank you, fan shared. You got it. All right, here it is.
Hello, Stargate fans. It is Lou Diamond Phillips. LDP in the house.
I'm going to correct him. It's motherfucking Lou Diamond Phillips, son.
Richie! Also known as Colonel Telford. Also known as, wow, that guy is such a jerk. I was brainwashed. I mean, what could I do? You know, the writers, they did it to me. If it makes matters any better, I think they killed me like 4 times. So, you know, I'm sure that was very pleasurable to watch. At any rate, Stargate fans, and I'm going to read
this guy's nuts.
Because,
I love it.
I couldn't say it better myself. This is an express cameo gift, support, encouragement, cheerleading, inspiration to all Stargate fans from the wheels of the system, aka Fan Cheered, aka Team Save Stargate, Cameo Ladies. Wow. Okay, you go by a lot of names, but you know, whatever portal you go through, I guess that's
Isn't that what we said earlier?
On the other side of that. At any rate, I got to say, you know, I see it on X. I see the support out there. Stargate fans, man, you guys, you're the best. You were so loyal, you were so committed, you were so passionate. I think it's absolutely wonderful, and you know, not only from Wheels of the System and Fanshare, but from myself. Sending so much love, so much support. Keep fighting the good fight. Stay at it.
Hell yeah,
as I said in a recent post, the legacy really should continue. It is time. Martin Garrow, Brad Wright, the whole team that I worked with, really unbelievable. And even though I was recurring and I popped in and out, working with Louie and Robert and my bro David Blue and everybody. I mean, just what an experience. I would pop back into that universe in a heartbeat, and I sincerely hope that all of you have reason to cheer.
Sorry, can I note something real quick? This guy has killer taste. Look in the background. He has the vinyl record from K-pop Demon Hunters.
What?
Look in the background to the left. He has the vinyl record of the soundtrack to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Huh.
Wow. My kids would lose their minds right now. You guys don't understand how hard it is to find that. I'm just saying.
And celebrate coming up sometime soon. But keep the faith. I hope it all works out. Putting all of our energy together to make it happen. All right? Much love. Many blessings.
All right. That was awesome. Can I give you a tip, though, fan shared, if you're watching, brother or sister? You have a lot of ats here. Let me go back to the screen. You have a lot of ats here. You should do less ats on your tweet.
They're trying to get it out to those people so that they see.
No, I know the purpose, but the problem is every single one of these people, it drops the weight of how much the algorithm is now going to serve that.
Tell
tweet.
me about that, don't you? Yeah.
Yep, I tell you, John, all the time.
Yeah, explain that better for them.
So, if you go add someone, now your algorithm is still going to reach people that are following your content, or they like Stargate, or the content that's inside the post. And if you add someone, yeah, that person will see it too, and they might respond. But it drops your score down just a little bit because you added an at. Now, what happens when you add 30 ats?
So, but what if they go to these people and these people share? So what you really need is the people you're sending it to also share, right?
Right. So what I do, and this is what I told John, instead of putting it in your original post, if you want to put all those ats so that they see it, reply to your own tweet with the ats. Like, hey guys, did you see this? At Michael Shakes. At Matt. And
so
now,
right. So tweet it originally, and then tweet everybody your own tweet.
Yeah. So reply to your own tweet with the ats so that you don't lose the algorithmic score for your original tweet.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good work. This is fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it's great, dude. I love these things. It's great. And listen, okay. Obviously, I'm a fan of Lou Diamond Phillips. Okay.
I wonder how we couldn't figure it out.
Like, I just think the guy is, he is talented, but more importantly, he's charismatic and charming and funny. And
I think you see yourself as him in 20 years.
He's just personable, dude. Now, we've talked about it. Why do I dislike Timothy Chalamet so much?
Well, you don't know his name, so yeah.
Whatever his name is, Timothy Chalamet, right? Look,
Chalamet,
whatever. Who cares? Here's the deal. The reason I dislike him is not because he's a bad actor, because he's not. He's a very good actor, but because I just feel no personable charisma from the man.
Watch him in Marty Supreme.
It feels like no spark is there in the majority of what I've seen him in, dude.
Yeah. Well, you liked him in Wonka, right?
I did like him in Wonka because the script called for charisma and he gave it to him.
Well, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's doing things that don't have a lot of charisma. Paul Atreides. Sorry for all of you.
My door's going, guys. One sec.
Okay. Same with Robert Pattinson too. I feel the same way about him.
Yeah. I don't know. He's an enigma, bro. I can't figure out why Robert Pattinson can't.
Black hole wrapped in an enigma.
Yeah.
I think he just picks. I really was looking forward to him as Batman, which we're going to talk about next. And I was let down, bro. The Batman was not a good movie. It was fine. It just felt just sort of like this. Like, it was fine. It felt like the Odyssey. It was fine. Like, it was a letdown because I expected more, and I just didn't get it. You know, and I get it. Like, a young Batman, this is like Batman year one. So he's okay. These are excuses though. When you say, "Oh, we didn't feel like Batman because it's like Batman year one," okay, yeah, but what you're telling me is that someone wrote this with the intention of showing Batman in his early crime fighting days, but they still didn't make it entertaining enough or even like visually appealing enough for me to buy that premise. And they also it was so dark. It was hard to hear it. It was hard to see things, hard to hear things. It's just.
Well, I think that's part of it. So that's part of the experience. I also think directors are having a more difficult time directing actors to get the most out of an actor's performance. And I also think there's a real weakness in writing dialogue. Like, great dialogue can really uplift your movie. Having great scenes with memorable. What's the last movie we saw that had so many great lines? Right? I mean, what do you go back to Project Hail Mary and Amaze, maybe with Rocky? You know, there's so many movies where we used to walk out of a movie and you could determine how great the movie was by how many one-liners there were from it.
Right.
You know, and we just seem to be missing this clever dial. And I truly think our writers are not as good. The people writing movies are not as good as they used to be. And I think that directors are more focused on, you know, the cinematic level of a movie than they are about the content that they're creating in it. And
which I guess a director, his job is to create the best possible version of the script that he's been handed.
Well, he usually has control over what that script has in it.
Right.
So, you know, if it depends, are they good at understanding what's great dialogue when you read through it? And then can you find an actor who can deliver that dialogue? And I think one of the problems with Robert Pattinson, if you look at him in the Odyssey, like it's good, you know, you don't like his character because he's a sniveling, whiny, you know, but if you'd punched up some of that dialogue, he could have really come through the screen.
Yeah.
You know, instead of the, you know, oh, you're, you know, sniveling about a daddy that you've never met. I mean, okay, could we have done better there? Probably. You know, there's better words, more impact. I think they're missing a lot of the impact from movies.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the writing is really failing. All right, so when John gets back, we are talking about two things. It's a combo. It's the Batman Part 2, the rumor for the Batman Bold and Brave and Bold or whatever casting, and how Campy falls into that. So I don't want to do it until he's back, but I guess I can tease this little part a little bit.
Some people still think that this is a Stargate watch along.
Oh, is that what it shows on your screen?
No, it says One Punch Man Tolkien fan. I thought this is a Stargate watch along ?
So again, it looks like there was a problem. Yeah, this is not a Stargate watch along. So I guess when I set up the stream and I put in the title, I guess my software gave me the middle finger and used last week's title. And there was some kind of wire crossing. Is the thumbnail at least the Odyssey? Can someone tell me that? One Punch Man. Is the thumbnail the Odyssey or is it Stargate related?
I'll tell you right now. Let's see here.
Oh, so Kaladin says the title is correct for him. So there might just be a YouTube bug because I use.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says here, Troy was better, the Odyssey Batman casting, Spider-Man, and Jean Grey, plus hashtag Save Stargate. Yeah.
Yeah, so it might have just been a weird YouTube bug where my two scheduled streams got crossed for some of y'all. I apologize. I'll see if I can fix that in the future. That probably hurt our numbers a little bit.
Thank you for the heads up, though.
Yeah, the old title must just came through for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird. Hey, while John's coming back, Shane, tell us a little about that Star Trek thing you went to.
Oh, yeah. You know, I wanted to tell you guys about that. So I had this really I was actually going to be on and tell you guys. So I ended up going to Ticonderoga, New York, and to the original series Star Trek sets. Was not planned. It was just like part of my trip. I realized, we're going to be in that area. We'll stop by. Well, it just so happens that the same day that I was going to be there, a Saturday, was the same weekend that William Shatner showed up. And I guess he goes there twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
So the tickets for the event were like $600 to $1,200 each. So I never actually, even though I went all that way, didn't get to see the original sets. But I did see William Shatner, and I did see Ron Howard's brother, Clint Howard. He was there.
Was William Shatner riding a horse?
He should have been. No. He was actually just walking with a small group of people, which you had to pay like thousands of dollars to be a part of.
Oh, that's disappointing.
So, it was funny is the people at the Star Trek, the people who own the place were kind of weird about it. Like I came in and I'm like, I just want to you know, I knew I wasn't going to pay the tickets. I mean, can I just take my family in and we can go see the sets? Like, oh no, you can't. You know, William Shatner's here. And oh, by the way, can you be more quiet? And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Was I talking? I'm like whispering, right? Like, yeah, just a little more quiet. You know, Mr. Shatner needs it quiet. What the fuck's going on here? I'm like, okay, I'm basically whispering. Is this loud enough? Yes, just keep it really. They seemed all on fucking eggshells, weirdly, out there, strangely, like really stressed out about the whole situation, which everybody else, you know, William Shatner seemed relaxed. Everybody else did. So I don't know exactly what was going on. Disappointment, though. Me nor my family got to see it. I don't know the next time I'll be out there, but interesting set of events. William Shatner was out there. So it was like a good and a bad thing for me.
That's rad, dude. I wish,
cool.
yeah, I wish, you know, I've only ever seen him, William Shatner once. It was at a con.
Yeah. He was giving a speech on stage, right?
Yeah, he was giving us, yeah, you were there. Yeah, that's right. You were there too, right?
Yeah. He looks good, man. I got to tell you.
He looks good.
It's frightening how good he looks for his age.
Right.
Like, he looks healthy, bro. I pray that I'm remotely that healthy when I'm in my 80s, let alone 90s.
Right. Yeah, so do I, dude. And he eats like nothing but red meat and drinks coffee, like my kind of guy.
He made a deal with the devil, bro, 100%.
Well, you know, so we've joked about that before. It's so funny, like, so you guys know I'm a Christian. I believe in demonic forces, and you know, but I don't believe they're as prevalent as a lot of religious people believe. I don't think that there's, like, Shane believes in ghosts, and I think that can ghosts exist? Sure.
Hey, I got proof.
But are most ghost sightings probably not real? That's probably true too.
You want to hear something crazy that happened on my trip right now?
Mm-hmm.
So I was in Mancos, Colorado. Okay. We were going to take a train ride up to Silverton, and we're staying in this old ranch house, right? It was Airbnb. We were there for 2 nights, and we're all sitting around the table eating dinner, right? One night, and all of a sudden I hear a pop, and the cabinet door opened about 6 inches. And I went, what? Like, in the kitchen, like, I'm looking right at it.
Right.
Pop, cabinet door open 6 inches. I'm like, what the fuck just happened, right? Okay. Apparently, like, a year earlier, the guy who owned the place for all these years died in the house, is what we found out.
All right.
That night, I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning. Dude, there were so many weird sounds and shit going on in that house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Doors opening, shit moving around. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I went out of my bedroom and out towards the kitchen. All the sounds stop. I go back into my bedroom. The sounds continue. Dude, okay. I'm sorry. I know not everybody believes in ghosts, but that's some weird shit, right? I don't know what explains it.
I've seen a ghost.
Yeah, I don't want to make this a ghost stream here.
It is. Yeah.
What I was trying to say was, I do believe it real. I just also believe that most accounts are have logical explanations, and they're exaggerated. However, I love the concept of the Crossroads demons so much. Yeah. Even though it's total myth, total lore, the concept of it is so great, and it explains things like how certain people live obscenely long lives while not being healthy whatsoever, or other people have successful careers when they are not funny or talented whatsoever, or they date the most amazing, beautiful women on the planet when they look like freaking Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Like, you got to ask yourself this question. At what point you're like, wait a minute, something's off. And so it's easy to go, oh, they made a deal with the devil. That makes sense, right? Yeah. Pete Davidson is a perfect example, by the way. And if he dies in the next 2 years, we were right. Because in 2 years, it'll be 10 years since he started dating Kate Beckinsale. That's when we'll know if he made a deal with the devil or not. All right.
Yeah.
Let's hear John's ghost story really quick.
Tell us your ghost story, bro.
Okay, so I went with my dad and my brother. We went up to an old. It used to be like a country manor house, where two old women at our church lived there. And we went up there, and me and my brother were playing in the old sort of nursery, and they had an old rocking horse in there. And the rocking horse started rocking by itself in there. So me and my brother ran out. My brother did the right thing, and he went back to my dad in the lounge with the two ladies. I ran upstairs, and I basically heard footsteps coming up the stairs in this big old country manor house. And then I ran into the nearest bedroom, hid under the bed, and I swear that this is me. You know,
never go under the bed. That's the first rule.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, this black shadow came into the doorway, walked round the bed, and I literally just ran out under the bed, down the stairs, never been fast, and I grabbed my dad's leg, and I never went back to that place again.
Oh.
So that's it. And then
you left a trail of urine on the way down?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I saw myself several times. Yeah. But I stayed in a haunted hotel as well one night, and they said, "Oh yeah, this is haunted." And I said, I basically was in the bathroom, and I basically just said, I spoke up and I said, "Look, if you're going to haunt me tonight, you don't want to do it in here."
It's not good for either of us.
I've had a curry.
Sons and Shadowcast. My boy Jeff says, "You three idiots are welcome on with us." Oh wait, two of you have. Come on, Shane. And also he sent.
Is that the Sunday?
That's well, I know. I think he's on Thursdays. He's also with us on Sundays, but his own show, Sons and Shadows Cast, does stuff on Thursday nights too. All right, good.
Oh, I've never known about it.
He also sent 5 brain show gift memberships. My man.
Woo!
Which, by the way, in about 30 minutes, we are going to the membership section. So that's where you want to be. If you want to become a member, hit the join button. And I almost forgot, before we go to the next topic, I almost forgot to pimp us out a little bit. Please go and buy something at mixtease.com, mxtz.co. Anything there supports the channel, but if you specifically go to our section at The Brain Show or / The Brain Show and use coupon code BRAIN, BRANE, it tells us that you are a fan, you're a brainiac, and you are especially freaky naughty.
Freaking naughty.
All right, let's talk about this thing. We have 2 more stories, guys, then we're going to the member section, okay? Hang in there. Okay. Shane's yawning, so it's not a good sign.
It's been a while, all right? And I got home late last night.
All right. So the Batman 2 is now officially a 2028 release. This is important to the story here. This is from Deadline. The Batman 2 flies early 2028. J.J. Abrams, Glenn Powell, who cares? So the Batman 2 is now going to 2028. Here's the problem I have with the Batman 2. This is coming from the first movie, the Batman 1, with Robert Pattinson, the movie that we just talked about being too dark, and even this preview is somehow too freaking dark. I'm confused. But this movie is going to 2028. The problem with that is the Batman and the Matt Reeves stuff is not a part of the James Gunn universe. This isn't, what's the term? An albatross around Gunn's neck. Albatross around his neck. He cannot do anything because of the contract they have with the studio. And the fact that they don't want to let money go for a part 2 of the quote-unquote The Batman. So, James Gunn is trying to build a DC universe without the Batman because he needs this thing to come and go before he can introduce his own Batman.
He's never going to happen.
Which sucks. You cannot properly build a DC universe without one of the pillar characters. That would be like trying to build the MCU without Captain America. It's very difficult to do. So what James is doing is, in the meantime, he's like Supergirl, Super Family, Lanterns, Martians. He's trying to put other stuff out there, Wonder Woman, that connect to the universe until this movie comes and goes, and some distance is put between this movie and the next Batman installment, which is supposed to be The Brave and the Bold, right?
Listen, if this movie makes $750 million, Matt Reeves' Batman's going nowhere. It's going to be right there, and we're going to have to wait 5 more years for the 3rd installment, and James Gunn will never get a Batman.
And I know James Gunn has called it Elseworlds or whatever. This is like, and I get it, but the problem is the general public doesn't understand this. And the general public is not like us. They see Batman, and they're like, that's Batman. If you create your own version of the DCU Batman to be actually in the DCU, too close to this film, even then, even if it's not that close, people are going to wonder what happened to the Robert Pattinson Batman. It's going to be confusing.
Right.
So on that note, we are now getting the Batman in 2028. Am I excited about it? No, I don't care whatsoever. I don't care about the Batman.
Hated it.
Yeah, I don't like the movie.
One.
It's the worst.
Crap.
It's not the worst, but it's one of the least entertaining Batman characters on screen so far, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. I get the business decision behind this. But on that same note, and the reason I'm going through all this is because I want to show you what Campia said on his show recently. Campia put out a video that said, who I heard can be our new DCU Batman. And I'm trying to walk you through this path. So first off, The Batman Part 2 coming out in 2028, which means if, for whatever reason, James Gunn decided to do his Brave and the Bold Batman, it would now be, you're talking about, you're not even making the film until 2030, right? 4 or 5 years from now, minimum. So just that fact alone makes me believe that John's full of crap. But I'm going to let you decide for yourself. We're gonna hear what he has to say, and I'm not gonna show very much of what he has to say because last time we talked about John Campia, he did copyright claim that video. So we're gonna be yes, he did.
John, knock it off.
So we're gonna be very, and we don't know if he did it or YouTube did it, but I've never watched a YouTube video that got copyright claimed unless it was a Campia video for some reason.
It was you, John. Don't do it no more.
But we're gonna hear what he has to say and the person that he came up with, and I think it's bullcrap. I do think that they were talking to, they did talk to someone about being Batman. And we talked about this like a year ago. And the person that they were talking to, they weren't talking about him being live action Batman. He was actually playing the voice of Batman for the Gods and Monsters stuff. So that was a little different. But this is the live action casting for actual Batman. Here's what John has to say about that.
You know, some time ago, some of you guys might remember this. A couple of months ago, I got an email from someone that said, hey, they have met with and they're looking at this guy to play Batman in the new DCU. Now, I get literally hundreds of those a month, and 95% of the time, it's just all smoke. It means nothing. So, like most of the time, I saw that and went, okay, it's interesting, but whatever, and I just brushed it aside. Now, sometime after that, and I mentioned this on the show before, sometime after that, I was in conversation with somebody else who then also brought up that same name. And it's not a name I was expecting at all. And you'll hear why in a minute. And I went, huh. So I thought about talking about it on the show, but I decided it's still not enough. That's still not enough to feel comfortable going on my show and talking about it. Then what happened was like 2 days ago, I was just, chatting with another online film person, and they just asked me, hey, by the way, who was it that you had heard? And I mentioned the name, and the person said, dead serious, I heard that name too. Wasn't the only name they heard, but they said, that's a name that got brought up to me once too. And I thought, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about it today, but I want to...
By the way, everything he's like, this is like, he's setting up you to be, first off, be disappointed. But secondly, he's like, listen, just to be clear, this is just me making a video. There's no actual evidence of this whatsoever.
Which I respect, actually.
I do.
But I just think it's funny. He's like, well, I heard that too. I'm like, well, no shit, man. It's once one person tweets it out, we all hear it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the person that they say, I'm going to fast forward,
is an actor by the name of Mitchell. Dustin Hoffman.
Mitchell Slaggert is the name that him and his people have heard.
Mitchell Slaggert.
Mitchell Slaggert is actually, remember that show, The Landman?
Yeah.
This is the boyfriend to Billy Bob Thornton's daughter.
Okay, he was whatever.
He's
like,
fine.
I didn't go, wow, that guy's got something.
Nope.
I went, oh, another well-built jock. Okay. I mean, hey, Batman should be mostly well-built.
He's 32 years old. He looks like a young person now. I think this would be horrible casting, in my opinion.
I mean, he hasn't done anything to deserve it.
Yes, John. This is rumor mill for the Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see it. I'm not overly impressed with it. But then sometimes there's people that have come out of the woodwork before and they've completely surprised me with stuff. But I don't know. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm not overly interested in the Brave and the Bold. I've read the Brave and the Bold. I'm not the biggest of fans of Damian Wayne as well. I kind of want. Do you know what? Starting it and trying to get a good Batman film, first of all, is just having Batman in it for me for the time being. Just focus on that character,
right?
Detective, being a superhero as he is, fighting crime. Great, do that. The only thing I worry about with James Gunn stuff is he keeps, I could see what he's trying to do. I think he was trying to go and eventually get to a Super Sons kind of situation. James Gunn. I think that's his mindset. I think that's where he's trying to get to.
I think he's trying to build a future that doesn't require the original actors to continue. He's trying to fix the problem with the MCU problem. He's trying to build the antidote to the MCU problem into his universe. Let me explain. The MCU is great, but the audience almost entirely refuses to accept the new characters after phase 1 and phase 2. And honestly, it's because they're bad. Mostly. They're not great. Like the daughter of, Ant-Man, she didn't earn a minute of that screen time, but she gets it. The daughter of Hawkeye doesn't earn anything, but she gets it. Khan, the chick from Marvels, finds some bracelets. Now she's a superhero. None of it's earned. So you have all these heroes that earn throughout this an actual epic 16 or 12 run movie or series, franchise, and then you want us to just automatically turn around and accept this new Avengers team of people that didn't earn crap. So he's trying to build a universe that has these people earning things throughout, so that when you are done with Superman proper, and he's going to be a cameo now, you'll follow Supergirl, or you'll follow the Damian Wayne.
Can you explain how you feel like they've earned it?
Well, who?
You said that he's trying to create a world where
he's trying to create a world where those characters have earned it with the audience by the time we need them to make their own movies. Not now.
But who? In what example do we have?
So with Brave and the Bold, we'll see Bruce Wayne's son.
No. What have we already seen?
Supergirl. Supergirl is an indication of that.
Because of Lobo, or because Supergirl was at the very end of Superman?
No, because at some point, Supergirl, right, will go off on her own adventures, and she'll be part of the franchise, not just pushed in between Infinity War and Endgame. So he wants to start off the universe with these characters like Hawkgirl, where you are seeing them in action, going through. That way, when you want to adopt those characters in the future, you're not like, where did Miss Marvel come from?
No, that's actually good. I was trying to figure out. So I understand the Superman reference because you have Hawkgirl and you have the Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific,
right?
But
yeah, when he makes a Mr. Terrific movie, no one's gonna flinch.
No, that's the way to do it, 100%. Right. I was just trying to figure out what you meant, because they did, the MCU I don't think made that mistake until later, and I think it's
right. Yeah, and so I think he's trying to build in the vaccine to this inevitable degradation of a franchise when the characters are too old and too expensive to use anymore.
Okay,
by slowly introducing other characters like Damian Wayne's, Supergirl, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific. Like, you add these in the movies, make the audience at least enjoy them and know they're there. instead of just throw the Hawkeye's daughter on us last second and be like, "This is your new Avenger." You're like, "What?"
So so like Ironheart should have been in one of the Iron Man.
Ironheart should have been in the movie. It's like, no, it really, like, dude. I'm sorry, Ironheart was going to MIT at that point, right?
I got it.
Why? If you are planning at some point doing Ironheart, have Ironheart in the movie interacting in a way that sells her to the audience a little bit.
Maybe you can't comic book movies. Maybe the problem is you can't do what comic books have done because it's so expensive and so difficult to make. Maybe you just need to end. Maybe the MCU just needs to come to an end for a while.
No, I think you're wrong. Can I tell you? I think you're wrong. I think James Gunn, I think he knows a way to do this correctly. And it's not just movies. It's a mixture of movies and miniseries. Some characters cannot be successful in 2-hour runtime. He's
not. I would not say he has been a success so far.
Well, I mean, it's only been 2 movies.
It's 2 movies, and we'll see what happens with Lanterns.
Yeah, I think Lanterns being a series was really smart because you cannot make a Green Lantern movie, and the audience needs more of the character because there's so much to that universe. And maybe just the superhero stuff isn't working as a franchise anymore because there's too many expectations and there's too much story to tell. I don't know. But I do know this. John's right. Brave and Bold is definitely a bold move. But I think the purpose of choosing Brave and Bold is to, instead of telling another origin story, to say this Batman is already working, it already exists. Now we're gonna jump right into his life right away instead of trying to get the audience to go along with another origin story for another Batman, and then down the line we'll be able to get more stuff with Nighthawk and blah 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 whatever, you know. I think that he's trying to correct the mistakes that MCU inevitably made early.
But in order to correct those mistakes, but you have to still have an amazing Batman. You have to get the casting right, and you have to have a really good story. So if you want to create this long-term, 20-year DCU model where you can be successful for all this time, you need to be successful in the beginning. So I would argue that the way Marvel did it with Iron Man and Thor and a lot of these one-off movies, and then brought in the Avengers, at that point is when you start introducing the other, maybe you add the anecdote once you've already found success, because there's an argument that could be made that we're not even sure James is going to succeed at this.
Right. We've only seen 2 movies. One was good and one was meh.
And then we got Lanterns coming, and there already seems to be a little bit of troubled waters. When you see the Sean Gillespie stuff and the lack of agreement on how to make the movie, with Supergirl, and there just seems to be a little bit of chaos. And now you've got Matt Reeves' Batman, poking its head back in and causing more chaos. I think Gunn has an uphill battle, and he's going to have to.
I think he started this trip at uphill battle. Yeah,
I mean, true, but he's going to have to change his sensibilities a little bit. Like the style and the way that he makes things. Not every one of these movies is going to be able to be like the way he makes these movies, and especially since he can't make them all. I think Sean Gillespie desperately tried to copy John Gunn's style with Supergirl, and it just felt only James Gunn can do James Gunn. You know what I mean?
You're totally right there.
These movies, you know what I mean? It's very.
I did feel like that. Like they tried to copy the James Gunn style. And the problem is, first off, it's super unique. And James Gunn sometimes can barely do his own style, let alone someone else. Exactly. It's a fine line you're walking between cringe and cool.
Right. It's getting the tone right. It's getting the tone right for whatever character you're making a movie about. It's Batman, you've got a darker tone. Superman, he's a symbol of hope, so it's brighter and it's more optimistic. That's what you do. You adapt. And you're right, Shane. You cannot do it exactly the same style every single film because it just doesn't work. I mean, I watched Man of Steel. I like Cavill. I think he's a good Superman. But I have to be honest with you. Every time I watch that, I'm like, they went to try and do it Nolan way. They tried to make it gritty and dark. And he's the symbol of hope, for crying out loud. And he's miserable. He's an emo, miserable git all the way through that film.
Right.
It's like, that's the problem. And these people don't seem to understand that. It's like,
But then on the same note,
catalog.
You got the Batman that is dark, but it's so dark and so gritty and so realistic that there's zero fun whatsoever, and you physically can't see a damn thing.
Well, yeah, then you get into a position where you can't mesh. So that's the problem. Like, because these superheroes are so different, because Superman, honestly, the Christopher Reeve Superman is the perfect tone for a Superman movie. Like, that's how Superman should be made, always, I think. And then you've got Batman, and you look at probably the Christian Bale Batman was probably the best version of Batman. I love Michael Keaton. And
on screen, yeah.
On screen. So how do you mesh those two things together when you do Justice League? Which tone do you pick? It's, it's very difficult to
remember,
do.
it was supposed to be Brandon Routh's Superman and Nolan's Batman, right?
Which wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked, yeah.
Do you know, I said on the show last week, and I stick by this, I'm actually at a point now where I wish they would stop trying to do universes and they would just do standalone movies for a while. If you make standalone movies a success, you can then have them meet up in a movie at some point if you need to.
Yeah.
I grew up, as I said last week, I grew up with Batman. I grew up with the Reeves Superman movies. And I didn't ever have an issue that those two didn't meet. It would have been great, but I didn't have an issue because I loved the Batman movie and it was isolated. It was its own thing. I loved the Superman movies. It was isolated. It was its own thing. So you don't need that. You can just go gradual, go, right, we're going to do a movie on Batman. We're going to do a movie on Superman. We're not going to confirm if it's the same universe at the moment. Let's see if it's a success. If these characters are successful in their own movies, then we look at talking about tying them all in one movie. I just don't understand why it gets so complicated.
That's a good note, but it's okay to put them in the same universe as long as the story is focused on the title character and not on building said universe.
You don't even have to confirm it's the same universe. You can have the film, and then down the road you've got wiggle room to say, actually, it is the same universe. It's
Supergirl.
You've got to start with your A-listers.
Supergirl could have been Supergirl without any connection to the Superman we saw on screen. And at the very end of the movie, then that could have been the end credit scene. So you could have just made the Supergirl movie. You didn't have to rely on Kal-El in the beginning of the film to sell people on that he's there. And the end credit is when she goes to his apartment, and then, like we've talked about before, the screen glitches and we see the green Matrix text. But that's a whole other story. There's a way to do these movies where, as long as you're trying to tell the story of the title character the best possible way, the other stuff you can add in the end credit scenes. You can add Easter eggs and stuff. They don't have to be a part of the story itself until their respective team ups.
Let's be honest. They screwed up by making Supergirl. It was a mistake to make Supergirl. They should have.
Well, they wanted to make it before the Super Family movie in 2 years.
Well, they fucked up. They shouldn't make a Super Family movie. This is the whole thing. Like,
we want Brainiac. We've had this conversation before. I need to see Brainiac, and that requires Super Family.
It doesn't require the whole Super Family.
It does.
To do Brainiac. You can introduce that later. What I'm saying
is, you can't. You cannot do a Brainiac storyline without Supergirl.
Are we doing? Oh, you can have Supergirl. And you can have Superman because you introduced Supergirl a little bit. Supergirl didn't need her own standalone movie.
You're saying do Superman 2 and then do the Brainiac film? Yeah. And in Superman 2, you have Supergirl?
And then what you do is you work in Wonder Woman, okay, and you work in some of the bigger players before some of the ones we want to see.
But I know Gunn's trying to Brainiac, and Brainiac is very specifically Supergirl. It's a Superman. It's a Superman villain. Yeah. But his backstory is Supergirl. You cannot do Brainiac without Supergirl.
Well, then maybe you do 2 Superman movies before you do Supergirl. I don't know.
That's probably the play.
But here's the other thing: like, DC can't all be Superman. Like it's got to include, and I appreciate he's doing lanterns. If he fucks up lanterns,
well,
he's in trouble.
I hope the rumor that I've read is not true.
With Hal Jordan getting killed in the first episode.
Yeah.
I mean, if that happens, like, oh god.
Oh yeah, like, I'll be pissed if that happens.
That'd be bad.
I think it's probably true because it was put out, and then they freaked out on the people who put that
copyright strike. Yeah.
Although that guy playing Jon Stewart is a perfect Jon Stewart cast.
Yeah, that's right. But still,
you can't
kill Hal.
Wait. Maybe they kill Hal. Maybe it's the paradox timeline where he doesn't actually die. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's a misdirect. Parallax. Maybe it's a parallax thing.
Yeah, parallax. I mean, I hope so. I really do. And those two going head to head at the end, of the series, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, they kill him off, but it's the parallax thing where now that'd be sick.
Head to head, that would be, fighting over cities.
That'd be
fighting over Coast City.
I don't know if they're going to do that in a TV show, though, Holmes.
They set up the TV show to be small. That's the other thing. The TV show is set up to be, looks like small and encased. It doesn't seem like, I don't see how this is going to feel like a Green Lantern thing. But
I feel like the trailer has all literally been the first episode.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean,
I don't think we've seen anything past the first episode. Legit, I don't think we have.
I mean, the trailer, because of how dark in color it is and not bright. I think I said it at the time. I wonder if that's a deliberate thing, that suddenly that when the lanterns do become lanterns, that you're going to get a lot of brightness and you're going to get a lot of color. And they're deliberately making it grainy and dull.
That's what I would do. Until that ring activates, everything would be like this duller color. And the second the ring activates, the saturation comes back. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just have to see whether they stay in this small Western town for 8 episodes or not.
Yeah.
We don't know. But I'm still excited to see it. And Clayface looks really good. And I like the concept of Clayface actually being Clay and not a guy who is a good actor and like takes drugs or whatever. Like most of the Batman villains aren't actual Batman villains. They're like regular people that like take on these monikers that are supernatural without actually being supernatural. And it bothers me, dude.
Well, they didn't want to get the characters too far off of Batman being, a regular guy. So
right, but the greatest thing about Batman is not that he's just a really smart guy with a bunch of money and cool, and cool toys, but that he also fought. This regular person fought larger than life villains, dude. Honestly, since Heath Ledger, I have not had a larger than life Batman villain. They're all regular people that take drugs or whatever, have mental conditions, but there's nothing. I would argue Heath Ledger was almost supernatural in his ability to be nuts.
But why can't we have a sinister Mr. Freeze? That would be fantastic.
He's sick, bro.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
But the new Batman's never do that. And so when I saw the Clayface trailer, I was like, oh, okay.
Now there's a tonal change for you. Mm-hmm. So there's a tonal change, but how much are we going to get Clayface after this initial movie?
Well, so James Gunn, if you recall, though, he's actually pretty good at body horror. Remember, Supernatural. I'm sorry, not Supernatural. Slither was like super body horror.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, though. You're right. You're right.
He set a premise for who he is since then.
Yeah, listen, if Clayface starts off with bye, 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 I'm like, no. Stop bringing, we don't need to hear 80s and 90s pop music in every movie you make, James. Come on. I don't want to be a slave. No, stop it, James, stop it. All right, guys, so what do you guys think about this? Mitchell Slaggart is Campia wrong again. He's just making a random video that he knows will get clicks based on no information, probably. Will James Gunn even release a Batman movie on his own? Because he is literally tied to this never-ending freight train that is the Batman and all of its baggage. Is it going to happen? We don't know, but we want to hear your opinion in the comment section down below and in the chat. Give it to me, baby, and give it to me raw.
Give it to me, baby.
Yes. Okay, Lord Toth. Mr. Freeze is not really a bad guy. He steals to try to save. Yes, that one of the best characters in all the comic book characters is Mr. Freeze, because he's not the bad guy. He's a good guy that does bad things for good reasons. And there's a moment where he does in the comics where he able to find redemption, and he does actually make the ultimate sacrifice in a way that makes you feel sorry for him. You both love him, hate him, feel sorry for him, and be happy for him, all in the same moment. And you can do that on screen, and we've never really gotten that. They tried, but they picked freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger to play it.
You know what would blow your mind? Had they not screwed up this Joaquin Phoenix Joker thing so much, he could have slid into the Matt Reeves Batman world and at least made everything a little bit better.
Well,
dude, I don't know. What were they thinking? The Batman makes all his money. The Joker, the Joker movie, the first Joker movie was way better than the Batman movie.
Absolutely.
In every way. You could have slid those.
Bored me.
Oh, you could have slid those universes together. It would have been a perfect tone, perfect in every way, and it would have worked. You could have created a Matt Reeves universe, and James Gunn really would have been screwed. But for some reason, they go, oh, we're gonna make the Joker part with Flay or whatever it's called, Foliadu,
the musical
with Lady Gaga musical, and you're like, what does this have to do with the original Joker again? Like, talk about a letdown.
Joker. I mean, like, give me a break.
And then they went out on a limb to say that the universes aren't connected, and you're like, why?
Yeah, it's rare that I want to walk out of a movie and go find the director to go punch him in the face a bunch of times.
So crazy.
Like, why would you just sabotage yourself? What the hell's wrong with you?
Dude, Joaquin Phoenix Joker would have been such a perfect addition to the Batman universe.
Would have been perfect.
But even the Batman movie, and it was like, what's her name, who played Batwoman? I was so dull and boring.
Was it Batwoman or Catwoman? Who was it?
Catwoman, not Batwoman. Sorry. I was thinking of Ruby Rose there.
She's like the Puerto Rican chick, right? And she's like Puerto Rican or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, she sucked, bro.
The desire to bring women into these superhero movies just blows my mind.
Yeah, what are you doing? And it feels so forced all the time.
Yeah, it's not romantic, dude. Not really.
Yeah, when we okay, so let's go back to MC real quick. When we saw Black Widow, when they revealed it as Black Widow without saying Black Widow, they're like Natasha Romanoff, or Natasha, whatever her name is. And you're like, okay, cool. Right? She wasn't first off super sexy, but also not the main character, sort of like a side character, and that little reveal was nice for comic book fans. Now, comic fans that didn't know the comics weren't in any way, they weren't let down by it, but the people that knew who Black Widow were excited about it. Immediately brought her in. It worked. No big deal.
Yeah.
Every time the original Phase 1 and Phase 2 introduced one of these characters, it was in a natural, organic way. But then after Phase 3, for some reason, and in every movie since, they just sort of like pigeonhole these characters that don't earn a damn thing into these roles. And like, bro, the last Ant-Man movie, why was his daughter such a prevalent part of the film?
Because what happens is you get spoiled. So what happened? The people making Marvel, they felt like they were entitled to do whatever the fuck they want because they were so great. So they no longer feel like that they have to stick by what got them there. They feel like they can put anything on screen and anybody's going to go watch it. And guess what? They were wrong.
They're wrong. Yeah, Anthony, good point. Hawkeye and Thor 2011. Yeah, Hawkeye actually made that movie better somehow.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
And then all of a sudden you have Ant-Man, who's like this sort of like underdog, but everyone sort of likes him, and he's being overshadowed by his girlfriend, who now has shorter hair than he does, and his teenage daughter, and everyone's emasculating him. Even the people at his favorite bakery, every single person is constantly emasculating his character. And you'd think, oh, well, it's part of the story. Like at some point, people are going to realize how awesome he is. No, the entire movie, up until the very last scene, he is constantly belittled, emasculated, put down. And then we go to the original Ant-Man, and the original Wasp, the old lady, is putting him down, emasculating him. And no one's capable of anything, not a single man or hero in the movie is capable of anything great without a woman there to fix it for them. I have to fix your problem. I have to fix your whatever. It drives me nuts, bro. Like, no one can do anything without the Wasp, without whatever her name is, the older woman. No one can accomplish anything without the daughter there to save her dad. Like, what is happening? What's going on? And you want the audience to just like accept this wholesale, and none of these people on screen earned it. Everything that you want us to believe happened off screen. It's not fair. That's not how stories work.
Yeah. Well, and then look what happened. It's one of the worst MCU movies. So, congratulations.
Well, I mean, yeah. All right. I'm gonna pop the member section timer up, and then we're gonna talk about Spider-Man for just a moment. So, let me just plug this in, guys.
I think, do we have some super chats?
Yep, I'm gonna read those too. Woohoo! All right, guys. In 15 minutes, we are going to the member section, but first. We got some super chats, then we're going to talk about Sadie Sink, and then we're going to go to the member section. If you want to become a member, it's real simple. Hit the join button bottom left. Become a member. Of course, Sons and Shadowcast over at on Jeff's channel. Go check them out. Sons and Shadowcast already gave us 5 brain memberships. So let's get some more members in here, boys and girls.
Woo.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let's talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming up. Let me ask you guys a question. You guys excited about this movie?
Nope.
John, how about you?
No. I think I've said to you guys before, when the last movie finished and he goes off and he's just got his new outfit on and he goes off the building and he's swinging down, and I thought to myself, oh, are we actually getting a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie in the next one?
Street level Spider-Man.
Fantastic. Right. Yeah, I was so excited for it. I thought that's where they're going. But do you know what? The trailer where I see flipping his mate and Zendaya, MJ, straight away that he's back there, he's stalking them and and they're going to be a key part of it. I really did think we were going to get to a point where it was going to be. Do you know what?
It's Spider-Man. I'm so tired of Ned and MJ.
Yeah,
I'm so tired of those characters.
It's Spider-Man, and the proper MJ at some point would turn up. That's what I was hoping.
Do they think? Let me ask you guys a question. Do they really think that Ned and MJ are the reason we watch this movie, or the reason that who in their right mind believes that relationship is what's tying it all together?
Yeah.
Like, we're literally waiting for Spider-Man to do cool shit. No joke. Like, that's what we're waiting for.
In No Way Home, when they lost memory of him, it was supposed to be like this sad moment.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, finally. Oh,
because that's a chance to get rid of them.
Dude, it was like a canonical reason to get rid of these stupid characters. Right. They're fine in the first movie, but like there's a point where like they're just eating up screen time. They don't offer anything to the story.
It's almost like Tom Holland says, basically, I'm not doing it unless my wife's in it.
God, I hope
that's what it comes across like for me. And I'm like, they drive me spare. I really did hope in that last movie, not just lose their memories. I hope they were going to get fried by Electro at one point. I was really cheering him on.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited, even though I don't really care about the Punisher that much. I'm excited that John Bernthal's in the movie just to get him away from the other characters.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So the movie comes out July 30th, about 12 days from now. And interesting, if you look at the cast on Google, the cast will often show you not who the top billed characters are, but the reason why it shows it in this order is who people are talking about. So it's an algorithmic thing, right? You would think that in Spider-Man Brand New Day, the very first person on this list would be Tom Holland.
Right.
Not Sadie Sink and her unknown character, which, by the way, doesn't even list the character, right?
Huh.
But for some reason, Sadie Sink is numero uno. If you guys recall, Sadie Sink is from Stranger Things. She is a little Caucasian redhead. Good actor, to be fair. This is her. Good actor. Not bad.
Is the only thing she's been in is Stranger Things?
She's been in other stuff. That's all people know her from, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about Sadie Sink, though, is that the minute she was cast as this, she's also was in The Whale.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. That's really all I recognize. Anyways, but she's a good actor. And the minute she was cast, people go, oh, Caucasian, redhead, blue eyes.
Can I say before you're saying that she's a good actor, but yet I don't think she's been in anything hardly. So
I liked her in Stranger Things.
Is that what it was?
I liked her in Stranger Things. That's all I've seen her in. She was fine in Stranger Things. I didn't.
Okay.
She was good in Stranger Things.
I couldn't finish Stranger Things. It turned into a kid's show.
I mean, yeah, it was a kid's show the entire time. That's the problem with Stranger Things.
First season didn't feel like it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, so my question is, you look at this character, and I'm gonna put her on screen here for you. Here you go. Look at this character and go.
Do they even allow these people in Hollywood anymore?
Oh yeah, I thought this was a dying race, the unicorn. But John, what do you think? Who should she play in a Spider-Man movie, John?
Oh no, John, go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
I mean, I'm not going to say MJ. I'm going to say Mary frickin' Jane.
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
I was going to say Jean Grey.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. You son of a. Look, you have this character, redhead, blue eyes, literally looks like Mary Jane. And you have a person that was rumored to be, then she was in the movie, and you're like, okay, so she has to be playing Mary Jane. And then you got this guy. This guy pops up, this reviewer, this Jeff Snyder.
I've never seen Brian more upset about anything.
I'm gonna
my entire life.
He's a scooper, and I want to be clear. Okay, I did put this out, but a scooper came out as name of Jeff Snyder, and I want to start with. He said the very first thing he said was Sadie Sink. He's hearing is playing Mary Jane, MJ's stepsister or half sister, and you're like, okay. And that was pretty reasonable. No one coughed at that. But also, guess what? That post didn't get a lot of likes, retweets, didn't get a lot of engagement. But a week later, Jeff Snyder pops up again. You know what he says? Actually, I heard she's playing Gwen Stacy. A week later.
Okay.
A week later.
That makes more sense, actually.
Okay? And we're like, I guess, but what happened to the Mary Jane thing? Well, that got a little more engagement, but not much. Not much. 12 days later, almost 2 weeks, he goes, it's possible that she's playing Mayday Parker. Mayday Parker, who is the daughter of Toby's Spider-Man that we saw in No Way Home. And okay, sure, I guess. Okay, whatever. And then he goes, come on. You know what? I heard she's playing Jean Grey. Well, that got a ton of engagement, right? Well, wait a minute. He went back on what he said. And he said, actually, she's playing Teresa Parker, and she's working with Damage Control. And he said this after the first trailer came out, where we saw that Damage Control is in the movie.
Yeah.
And he connected Damage Control with the only other Spider-Man character that's a woman in a Spider-Man comic book with no actual evidence. Well, that got no engagement. People hated that idea. What did he do? Went right back to Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey. I want to be clear, guys. Like, look at the chat. Kevin says, Sadie Sink is Jean Grey 100%. Here's the problem. The only evidence that she is playing Jean Grey is this one scooper that has changed his mind about that character more than I've changed my underwear this week.
That's
and then he'll go, I never said that, guys. I never said that. I said it could happen.
The root of this Sadie Sink Jean Grey thing, it's not from New Rock Stars. It's not from any of the people online. They're getting all their scoops and all their ideas from this one guy about this character. There is no evidence in a trailer. There's no trades. No one. The one, they're all pointing back to Snyder and what he said about him hearing she's playing Jean Grey. So while they're all repeating the same thing, I want to remind people that the guy who said that also said she was playing 1, 2, 3, 4 other characters.
Well, eventually we'll be right.
Huh?
You know, if you keep sticking people out there. I like Kevin's comment here. Brian, you are in complete denial about Sadie Sink Jean Grey. July 30th, you will accept reality.
All right, Kevin, give me more evidence. He's saying, I have given you evidence. I have not watched Jeff Snyder. Okay, what? I have really went to the mat to try to find a single shred of evidence. And the evidence can't be your opinion of the trailer or her abilities. I'm talking about industry evidence. Where outside of Jeff Snyder, original report, is her playing Jean Grey?
Honestly, if you do look at the trailer, you can talk yourself into it being Jean Grey from just looking at the powers that we see.
This is exactly what Lord Toth here. Thank you, Shane. She isn't Jean Grey. She has malice. I bet anything. That's what I think too.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you can, from the trailer, make yourself think it's Jean Grey based on the powers that we are seeing, right?
Yes, but Jean doesn't. And again, Lord Toth, thank you for the assist, bro. Jean doesn't usually use her powers to possess others. That's what the trailer is showing you.
Okay, that's okay. So Kevin says mind control. She is in Secret Wars. They are hiding her character. Jean plays a big part in Secret Wars.
She's rumored to be in Secret Wars. That's not 100%. And even if that's the case, there are other characters she can play in Secret Wars. Like I said before, she could be playing Rachel Summers.
But you know,
the daughter of Cyclops.
He does make a good point here, though. He says, why would Sony hide an obscure character? Now, that is fair. You know, because
they would if it was Rachel Summers and it tied into Doomsday.
Now, that is true. Yes, you're right. If it ties into
I would
Doomsday,
hide that.
And it is Rachel Summers, which makes sense because
Jean Grey's daughter, by the way.
Kevin, the thing you got to remember here is that we are getting the original Cyclops actor,
Scott Marsden, right?
Yes,
James Marsden. What's his name?
Right. It would be really James Marsden.
James Marsden.
It would be very weird to introduce a new Jean Grey that's this young that he would be in love with. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think it's going to be Jean Grey. You know what I'm saying? The two would not mesh well, and it looks like he's a part of the story, unless, of course, they're doing a bunch of weird storylines. Who knows?
Well, someone said if she's in Secret Wars, then she has to be playing a big character. Here's the question. But Marsden's Cyclops is in Secret Wars too. How can we have a Marsden Cyclops at that age, 50-something years old?
Unless it's multiverse.
Alongside a super young Jean Grey. It's weird.
Yeah, it would be weird.
But if you wanted to use Jean Grey's power set without a Jean Grey,
make it his daughter.
Make it his daughter.
Now, would they introduce that character in Spider-Man?
In the end credit scene, maybe. Yeah. I don't think that would be the villain. We don't even know if she's playing the villain.
I'm with you, Lord Thoth. I hate multiverses, man. I hate them.
Yeah, so do I.
Too much.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is Kevin. Those are good points, but in the same exact reasoning, that's not evidence. And my entire argument is the only evidence we have that she's playing Jean Grey, the only evidence, is this one scooper who is only right, according to my math, 39% of the time, which actually is great. That's a great stat.
Actual evidence, but if you're being doing a hypothesis, I can see where Kevin could come to that. You know what I mean? I can see where people could come to the realization that possibly this could be the case. What Brian is saying is that this dude don't know. I think what really with all this comes down to, Brian saying is Schneider, is that his name?
Snyder, Jeff Snyder.
Snyder don't know, and he's he's just saying he knows.
He literally threw 5 characters out there in a matter of 5 weeks. That's an average of a character a week. He threw out there until one of his posts got enough engagement for him to stick the landing.
Right.
Like that. This is what scoopers do. They just throw everything at the wall, and whatever gets the most attention, they go with.
Yeah, if it's Jean Grey, it's definitely because Snyder doesn't know for sure it's Jean Grey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's throwing shit at the wall too. Okay.
Anyways, that's my play on that. I'm gonna put out a video before the 30th. I think I'll try to put more evidence together.
No swearing.
No swearing. We're going to the member section. Make sure to check us out tomorrow on John's channel, Sci-Fi Chronicles 79. We're doing the Stargate watch along. Everyone, we love you. We'll see you in the members section in about 30 seconds. You guys, you have 10 seconds to say bye. 10 seconds.
Okay, you go first, John.
Thanks, everybody. Great show. Good to be back with the Three Amigos again. Having a great laugh.
Go, John. Go, Shane. Go.
See ya.
Love you guys. We'll see you next week. All right. Appreciate
Adios, muchachos!
Come on. We're not good at the timing.
No, you had about like another 5 seconds you could have gone. Damn
Oh my God, we're not good.
Yeah, you had at least 5 more seconds that you could have done that, and there we go. Damn it, I could have.